Welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. And y'all saw the thumbnail, Errol Spence Jr. fans are still delusional. And I think I know why. But we going to get into that and much more. But y'all know the drill. What is it? I'm sorry, there was a glitch. First, let's turn to Welcome back. It's Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. And y'all, as I said, y'all saw the thumbnail. Errol Spence Jr. fans are still delusional, and I think I know why. We already got some folks up in the building. Y'all know what I do at the top of my hour. I talk about the water check. Here at Boxing Fans Talk TV, we believe that every adult should drink at least a gallon of water a day. But we know a lot of people ain't going to do that. So what we're going to do is say shoot for 100 ounces. We know the formula is half the body weight in water. So if you weigh 120 pounds, you should drink 60 ounces of water per day. And don't get me started on this new age theory of babies don't need water. Every living thing needs water. Water is a life sustainer. Here in 2023 and beyond, nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, should be suffering from dehydration. Dehydration can manifest itself in all kinds of looks and ways. We're going to talk about that later, believe it or not, in this podcast today. And so we say if you're not a big water drinker, 2 times out the day, you should drink water. And that's first thing in the morning before your toes hit that ground and you get off in your morning routine. You should have 8 ounces sitting on your nightstand. Grab that joint, chug a lug it, and get your water on. You understand me? Because your body is turned on. If you think of your body as an engine and the water is the lube, you're going to help things move in a timely and efficient manner. The second time you should drink water is when you get out the shower or the bath, whatever one you choose at night. Throw on your jammy jams and you get in the bed. You know you're not going to fall asleep right away. So even the American Heart Association agrees that drinking water before you go to sleep is a good thing. It helps the heart. You know, they say that about drinking wine too. But I'm going to tell you, anything that they tell you to help your heart, you should jump on it. You should be so lucky. You should be one of them people out there that be whatever age and their heart is still good. Like I can tell you, my mom is considered an elderly or senior citizen. She don't move like it, but she was told she have a heart like a 17-year-old. Somebody told her this like 10 years ago or so. And we was like, what? You know what I'm saying? But to her credit, she was one of them people that always crunched on aspirin. I don't know if it was bear aspirin or whatever, but bear aspirin, even though they had some controversy back in the day, some about eating that aspirin is good for your heart. But eating the aspirin every day, like chewing it, like, and I don't know how my mama could eat old school, generic, nasty ass aspirin. You know, I don't think she do it now, but she used to do that forever when she was young. And I don't think she was doing it for health benefits. She just, I don't know if it was something that she got hooked on, or she just liked doing it for some reason, but it made her heart be very healthy and strong. And look, she's, up there in age, and her heart is ticking just as good as better, probably better than mine. Oh, I ain't gonna say probably. I know hers is better than mine. But like I said, if the American Heart Association agrees, then hey, the water is what you need to do. Again, 8 ounces of water. And you got a lot of things going on at night when you're in a deep sleep. Not a cat nap, but a deep sleep. You got a lot of reads going on. You got your revamping, rebooting, recharging, redirecting, recreating. We can go read everything. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of work that's going down. So much so that the average person burns between 900 to 1,000 calories at night in a deep sleep. You don't burn that in a cat nap. You burn that in a deep sleep when you experience all the phases of sleep. So that's why water is important. We don't want to be dehydrated. There are telltale signs of dehydration. We'll tell you about that later. But definitely drink your water. Nobody should be deprived of water in these days of time. That's the most basic ingredient that you should have in your daily life. And if you drink all the water you're supposed to per day, then go ahead and have your coffee or your liquor that you drink at night before you go to sleep, or your tea if you're a tea drinker, or even your sodas. But once you get your water in, you good. And your body gonna regulate itself because you drank all that water. So there you have it. Now that we got that out the way, let's do a little housekeeping. Please hit the like and share and subscribe button. Now, don't hit that subscribe button if you already hit it, because you're already locked in. All you ever need to do is hit that one time. But every time you come in here, hit that like and share button. Leave a comment, statement, or a question. You know, let me know how you feel. I get back with you. I talk to you guys all the time, and I actually enjoy it. You can also leave me an email at boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. That's boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. I get back with you again with the question, statement, or comments or whatever. I get back with you. Even if you disagree with me, it's all to the good, because I love showing respect to people, especially when they show respect to me. I come on every day, Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I know I said I come on every day, but you guys, I'm busy. I'm doing a whole lot of stuff. So sometimes I can't make it. And plus, I won't come on if it ain't nothing to talk about. And look, for some reason, YouTube has been bothering me, taking away my required views that I've acquired, and my subscription. And for probably almost a year straight, like, even if I go look now for all the views that I got this year, it's not accounted for. And I don't know why it's stuck like that. I've tried to email them. They don't get back to me. But I do got a cash app, Boxing Fans Talk TV. That's Boxing Fans Talk TV. You can send me a cash app there, and all proceeds pretty much go back into the channel. And I appreciate it. And thank you for the past cash apps and the present or the future cash apps that may roll in. So thank you, thank you, thank you. But y'all see the thumbnail. Let's get into it. But first, let me hit this chat up, and let me see if I can put me on some mood music. I guess that's as good as it get. I'm trying to put this one song on my thing, but it won't let me. I'm finding it difficult. But I'm gonna figure it out one day. I try all the time. Spent hours trying today. But WJ Lucky is in the building. What's popping, King? He said, yes, ma'am. The excuses are flat out ridiculous. I'm seeing them. I sat back yesterday and tried to look to see how everything was going to fall out. You know, I couldn't help myself right after the fight. I did a live. I just couldn't help myself, y'all. Got some shit off my chest and everything. And so, you know, now I'm just looking at the fallout and the ridiculousness of it all. That's all I can say. WJ said, the same BS they did to Floyd, they are doing to Bud. The greatest always receive a ridiculous amount of hate. Yeah, they do. Sensory Pictures is in the building, was Papa King. He said, where's Jerry? I don't know, Sensory. He probably got tired of me, getting at his neck. But Jerry likes to be antagonistic sometimes when he don't have to be. And he always take things like this is how I'm feeling on this side. I could just be talking and say something. Jerry want to challenge everything I say. I was like, dude, it ain't that serious. So I have to get at his neck sometimes. Because Jerry wants you to believe what he wants you to believe. He wants you to believe the narrative that he wants to believe. And then he accused me of it. But motherfucker, this is my show. I can put out what I want and how I want and to whatever extent I want. You can't come at me like that, Jerry. He got it backwards. WJ said, what up? Let's see. Coki's Hot Slots. What's popping? I think that's the queen right there. What's popping? Queen said, Anthony Joshua does look great. Face orange, biting nails. Didn't that picture look nice though? Yeah, I thought that was nice. I said, ooh, and I ain't even a big Anthony Joshua fan, but he takes some nice pictures now. I ain't gonna sleep on that. WJ said, at Queen T, the ATL give you that $100 he owes me. That 100 is for you, Queen. Oh no, WJ, he ain't give me shit. We didn't remember any bets. What was the bet for against Crawford and Spence? Shit. We gotta remind him then. I can use 100. Oh shit. ATL bring forth the ass. Modern King is in the building. He said, evening, Miss C was popping. He said, Queen T, don't forget to tell us about why Errol neck was big. I did the other day, WJ. I told you, but I'll repeat it. WJ said, MKB, what up, fam? Y'all saying what up to each other. Sister said, you don't remember he made that. Honestly, I wasn't even think. I was so caught up in the win of it all, and I forgot, because he sat up there and said he didn't make a bet. But y'all know now I'm gonna have to look through my books, because every time y'all make a bet, I write it down. And I was like, we didn't, and I was just, oh, okay. So now I got, not right now, I gotta look through the book, but I wrote some stuff down so I don't be rambling on and on and on and on and on and on, because I can. So, especially when I'm trying to make a point. But you best believe I'm going to be looking now. That nigga, now I'm on your ass, ATL. You talk about my ends. Thanks, WJ. So let me repeat with the neck thing. So y'all have heard me, if y'all can remember, if you've been with me long, I've talked about the neck because I had a health show. And full disclosure, I talk about myself and what I've been through and what I've learned in the 25 years of dealing with the illness that I have. And how it's so common out there. And a lot of people are suffering from it and don't even know it. I know that I feel like God looked out for me. I know that going into the military was the best thing I could do, because the amount of money that has been spent to help me with my illness, there's no way in hell I could have ever afforded it. Ever. And trust me, my illness is they're not little teeny, illnesses, my life was on the line, so to speak. Not so to speak, was on the line. And unless I had help, Well, I suffered from autoimmune disorders. So I always have to say that real slow because everybody be like, the hives? No. AUTO, immune disorders. In which when I learned about it, I found that a lot of Americans suffer from it. A lot of you suffer from it and don't even know it. But what I do know is if it don't affect you socially, you're not going to know and you're not going to care. It should shock a lot of you that you can ask, if somebody was to ask you, tell me how the body functions, or they ask you a certain part of your body, tell me how that functions, you'll be saying humana, 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 humana. And any person on earth, especially who's an adult, you should know how your body's supposed to work and how it functions. A lot of us don't know because they don't really teach that in school. They teach health class, preventative stuff, but they don't teach you how your body's supposed to work. So for people who suffer from autoimmune disorders, this is something that can only be managed. It cannot be stopped. You cannot spread it. You cannot catch it. It's something you're probably born with. Not probably. I keep saying probably because I try to be careful and not talking absolutes. But you are born with it, and it's when your body attacks itself. So a person with autoimmune disorders wouldn't make for a good candidate for like organ transplants and all that bullshit. But anywho, it attacks and it rolls all these attacks out at different times in your life. So, and what it can do is make certain organs or organelles or joints or ligaments and other tendons and everything, it can make it very vulnerable and susceptible to disorder. I don't want to say disorders. It can make it susceptible to having problems. Let me just say it like that. So I had my thyroid gland removed. And when I tell you I'm an expert in this field, trust me on this. I could be a doctor. That's how good I know. I've had 20 years to deal with it. 20 plus years. But Errol Spence has a bulging neck. When I had mine, I had a bulging neck. And I used to go to the club every weekend, party. There would be some days I'd be so goddamn tired. And I didn't know why. Like, I couldn't keep my eyes open. I'm about to faint. Just wore the fuck out. And I ain't did shit. That was one symptom. But they wound up taking it out. It had a goiter in it. And so when they tested it, when the pathologist tested it, it was cancerous. So I had to go through all that other stuff. But anyway, long story short, I don't have a thyroid gland. So I know how it feels to live your life without one. I know how it degrades your life. And I know how it can affect you socially. Okay? But can you live without one? Yes, because they have pills. They even got pills, believe it or not, that can burn fat and calories. A lot of people don't think that exists. It do, but you will never get one unless you'll never get prescribed it unless you have a serious thyroid gland. Because if your thyroid gland is working and everything's doing proper, to give you medicine to help that will only hurt you. Because then your body is going to say, oh, we getting this extra shit from over here. We don't need to work so hard to put out, blah, blah, blah. You don't want to do that. That's why they'll never give it to you. Anywho, his neck is always bulging. And I understand that as a man, he should have a protruding, what you call that thing y'all got in your neck, Adam's apple or whatever. That's not an Adam's apple. He also have bulging eyes. That's not a genetic trait. That is a symptom or a side effect. And there's other things I can name. But yeah, and that I see on him. And I was like, I didn't want to say nothing before because I'm just this little show. Who knows who's watching? who could get back to him, or maybe he even watch. And I didn't want to put my thumb on the my thumb on the situation, and have somebody worrying about something before that big fight. And I said, I'll say it after the fight. I've kind of hinted around to it. If y'all were really paying attention all the time when I'm doing my show, I've noticed this over a year ago. He should really go get checked by an endocrinologist. And that's on him if he do it. If he don't, he don't. But it's really a problem for women. Most of the times, if you have an endocrine problem, for males, most of the time, I'm not saying it's absolute, that usually be a testicle problem, because testes are glandular too. So endocrine system deals with your glands. You don't want to have a gland problem nowhere. Not if you're a woman, not if you're a man. But anyway, he should go try to get that checked out, and hopefully he'll be okay. Koki's hot slot said, hand pink, waving, yes, a female. I barely, you gotta forgive me, Koki. My eyes, I got these, I ain't gonna say old lady, fuck, I ain't no old lady, but I'm older. My eyes, I see the hair a little bit, but I can't, the picture is real small. But I got you, Queen. Sensory said, what Luckett, what up though? Said WJ Luckett, what up though? That what he meant. Is that Stephen Brimley? The unbiased Brim Reaper. What's up? What's poppin', Key? He said, good evening, Miss T. Hey, Stephen. We was proven right. We was proven right. He said, I'm taking a tally of the excuses Spence fans are making that their own fighter isn't. Hey, Steven, I sat back and listened. I was like, it's amazing, some of the stuff that they came up with. He said, WJ said, Queen T, yes, ma'am. I bet ATL on your live that Bud would stop Errol. Bud had to stop Errol in order for me to win. And he did stop Errol. ATL, yes, now I remember. Oh my God, because that was the stipulation. Oh my goodness. ATL, run your ass up here. Run me my ends. Yes. ATX Slab Life Cletus, aka Big Texas. What's poppin', King? Said, yo, what's poppin'? Said, what up, Brim? Said, salute, Miss T, salutes. He said, blessings, WJ. Okay, look. We're going to talk about like Stephen Brimley say, sitting back, taking a tally of all the excuses they coming up with. And they are. And then some people will feel like sometimes I offer the excuse. Look, I don't have no hate for Errol Spence. I don't think most Bud buddies don't. We have a problem with his fans, his rabbit-based fans. That's what, because they be delusional. Not all Spence fans are delusional. So if this apply to you, I'm talking about you. You know what I'm saying? But yes, they are still delusional. It's stuff that they say that be giving me pause. I have to clutch my pearls and be like, nigga, what in the hell you talking about? You know what I'm saying? I got friends that been friends for years, for over a decade, that be talking crazy because they Errol fans. Like, I'm going to tell you like this. My boy know I'm talking about him. I love him to death, but I got to talk about you. I got to talk about you. So we going back and forth. And sometimes when they can't win an argument, they try to set a new standard or whatever the case. So we got to talk about the money. And I said, well, Bud, what's the highest paid welterweight here lately? You know what I'm saying? When I say here lately, in the last, however many years. And he said, no, he won't. I said, dude, this is already known. This is known facts. You behind the power curve. Because he listens to Fanon and he listens to manager Marty. Need I say anything else? So he said, no, they don't, or whatever. Show proof. Well, I'm not one of them people that can pull out that. I'm just saving proof of anticipated debates all in my phone. I ain't got room for all that. So I was like, I don't have the proof right now, but I know you know this. But he's so much of a fan, he don't want to know. That's all I can tell him. It's not like you didn't see it. So he said, you can't show me proof. I said, dude, you can Google Errol Spence pay for different fights that he had in the last, couple of years. And you can Google Terrence Crawford pay. And you will see what they got paid per different fights. Like if you want to look up Terrence Crawford pay for David Avanesian, and I know they like to call him amnesia or avocado, but if you want to look up different pay for that, it's on Google. Now, I don't know if they call up Dan Raphael or Mike Carpenter themselves and say, when I say they, meaning all boxers, and say, hey, I'm getting paid this much. And then Dan Raphael, somebody fact check and call the PBC or Golden Boy or Top Rank or the Zone and say, hey, are y'all paying them this much? And then they come out and they write the lovely article or they report it some kind of way and say, oh, these people got paid that much. I don't know how that mechanism works, but some kind of way it's relayed to a reporter of sorts who reports or somebody uploads on Google that each fighter got this purse for that fight. And that's what us, the public, that's all we get. Unless somebody can tell me a different way, then I'm all ears. But that's all we get. My friend said he never got the 10 million. I said, dude, I don't understand why you don't believe him. I don't know what Terrence Crawford said to you personally or what he did, why you don't believe him. But I know the spin has been out there on this man, the besmirching of his character, the assassination of his character, the propaganda, the lies, as Destiny would say, good lies and alibis. I know that's all been out there, and it's amazing how you call somebody a liar that's not a liar. If you're going to say anything that Terrence have said in build-ups or lead-ups to his fights or on social media about another person or whatever is a lie, then you got to call Errol Spence a liar too. I've heard people say, I don't like him because he's a liar. I'm like, I don't know what you could point to make you say that the man is a liar. But the man said he got paid $10 million, and the people who paid him said he got paid $10 million. So you notice back then they would go on discrediting BLK Pride. They don't make enough to pay nobody this and all. You went through all that good stuff. So when I got off, I was so disturbed. I went and looked all this shit up on Google, found it, took a picture, sent it to him. And he never did get back. He never responded to that picture. But the point is, I said, well, I asked him, how do he need to prove to you other than you looking on Google? Why won't you accept what Google said? You know what he told me? Terrence Crawford need receipts. He need to show us proof that he got 10 million. I said, it's on Google. He said, no, he need to show his tax returns. I said, what the fuck? He needs to show his tax returns or a bank statement. I'm scratching my head like, has this motherfucker lost his mind? You can't think of a fighter, not a fighter, that show their tax returns or bank statements. Not even your beloved Errol Spence does that. But his shit is in Google just like Terrence shit is in Google. But you can accept Earl's or Tank's or Ryan's or whoever else. But only when it comes to Terrence, you can't accept it because he's a known liar Because who? Why? Because YouTube commentators said he was a liar, and they put spin and hate and lies and propaganda all over him. So he's a liar, even though you really can't point to nothing where he just straight up lies and lie and lie and lie. We don't know any of these boxers to call him a pathological liar. We don't know none of them like that. Did Shane Mosley just lie about Terrence Crawford having a sparring session with Errol Spence and that Errol Spence got the better of him? Didn't that just happen? But are you going to call Shane Mosley a liar? Or are you going to just say, man, he full of shit? Because we know that there's spin, lies, and propaganda that come up with all fighters when you're trying to build the fight. But it was vicious with Terrence. But that was one example where I would say Errol fans or Errol sexuals be delusional. And you can't account for that. To knock out 86 TV, hey, shout outs to you. Now, I went to Knockout's page one time, months ago. I won't try to debate or nothing. I just thought they had an interesting conversation and I joined in. Now, Knockout was very respectful to me. It was his guest that wasn't. And when he was, hold on. What's up, my girl Destiny? Thanks for the cash out. I see you sent it. Okay, I feel you. Thank you. Thank you for the cash out. But yeah, Knockout, he was very nice to me. He didn't cut me off. He didn't talk to me crazy or anything. But right there in the private chat when you on the panel, that dude 817, yeah, I'm gonna call you out by name. He was getting at me. He was at my neck. He was very disrespectful. One thing I can't stand with somebody tell you need to go get some education and your motherfucking ass can't count. Like it was just what I presented was some math shit about Canelo fight, if memory serves me correctly. And this motherfucker was going on like how I need to go get my education. I'm like, I got 3 degrees. That don't make me better than nobody, but I can tell you don't have a degree because this is basic math that you're confused about. But anywho, he was also confused about his boy. I remember being on the boxing section with 817, and he was like, Errol makes adjustments. Errol has never made adjustments. He's not that type of fighter. And if you honest and you looking, you will see that he's not that type of fighter. But people that you call complete boxers, they make adjustments. They have plan A, B, and C. As Floyd said, used to say, he started off with plan C. He never got around to his plan A or B. I beg to differ, but that's what Floyd said. DJ is in the building. What's poppin'? King said, no excuses, Miss T. My guy Floyd, he lost. It is what it is. Yeah, DJ. People like DJ, ATL, Birdman, they came in and took their licks and all this stuff. Now, another thing that a lot of people are doing, because like I said, I sat back for a day and watched how it fell out. A lot of people are saying, oh, I'm going to let you have 24 hours, or I'm going to let you have a week, or I'm going to let you have this the rest of this month, or half of next month, or whatever. No. That's not the right answer. A lot of y'all will probably get sick of the Bud fans or these Bud channels because we not going to disappear quietly into the night and just stop. Y'all took us through this shit for 5 fucking years. Do you know how pain and agonizing it is? Brimley, I know you do when you talking to people that just ain't making no sense or no common sense or no logic. It's painful at times. And we had to sit through that shit. It wasn't a tear we could cry. It wasn't a letter we could write. We couldn't beg. There's nothing. And if Earl would have won, there would be no mercy coming our way. And we couldn't turn around and say, all right, y'all got like a half a day to get y'all rocks out, and that's it. No. Y'all gonna get this work for as long as we want to put this work in. And I don't care to hear if somebody's tired of it. If I want to bring it up just like I had to sit through that shit, y'all gonna sit through it. And that's just what it is. WJ said all of the so-called bums did better against Bud than Errol did. And that's a good point right there too, WJ. Simply because they have better defense than Errol. Exactly. Take away his jab, you take away his offense and defense. That's what happened. Tay is in the building. What's poppin', King? Said Errol sexuals making excuses and casual saying Bud beats everyone. Bud is at the top 5 welterweight though. What you mean top 5 welterweight? He should be number 1 pound for pound. Period. He is the top welterweight. Like top number 1. C's is in the building. What's poppin', King? He said even Bob said to him and Ebenezer got their pay before the fight. And he said his sources said it was true, 10 million. Exactly. Zab Judah mentioned it. A lot of people did. Their boy Blue Blood, it's your boy. You know what I'm saying? And they got mad at Blue for telling the truth. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna say how they still delusional, but in a way saying I know why they delusional. Because as you see my thumbnail said, Errol Spence fans are still delusional, and I know why. And I'm going to break down why. But let me get through some of this chat. Tay says bad. Destiny said, y'all smash that like button. What's up, girl? He said, Tay boy, these Spence fans are a soap opera. Indeed. Even at Destiny Black High, you got us. D-Ray Promotions is in the building. What's poppin', King? Destiny, you up in here? Hey, Monica King, my love. Hey, D-Tay. He said, I'm Golden Queen. It's been a hell of a year. Destiny Black showing blessings. Talking to Martin. Hey, Destiny from Tay. I've heard every excuse in the book. He was high. You meant to say he was high. He said 2 times undisputed champion. 2 times undisputed campeon. How they say it in Mexico, campeon. Yes. Y'all see my new intro? That shit, I thought it was nice. Y'all check out the new intro. Said Errol has that one moment against a stagnant Ugas in 4 years. He's just basic, and Crawford and Bomac exploited it, explained it or whatever. He had the brain damage before the fight, and he didn't look the same. Bro, he looked the same versus Ugas. Let me tell y'all, they coming up with that too, that he got brain damage. Now, either he had it before or he had it with Bud. Either way, it's still no excuse. If you didn't want to look at the brain before the fight, that's you. Y'all searching for things because it can't just be that Bud is better. And if you a person out there, an Errol fan, that's searching for a reason other than Bud was just better, you are who I'm talking about. You are the delusional one. Hey, my unofficial son, Tay, he said, hey, sis, do the link, sexy chocolate. Look, girl, I'm gonna get to the link in a minute. I gotta spit my fire. At least 5 years, if not more. He said we would have accepted it just like I accepted it. Ugas got beat good, and I was entertained. I would have had to accept it like Deontay. I know I can accept it. Because that shit was unfair with Deontay. Whether I was a fan of Deontay's or not, I don't like unfair shit. Y'all, I don't know if y'all I wasn't online as the fight was going on, but one of my favorite fighters started cheating, and I was like, if you gonna do that, nah, nigga, I can't be your fan. Talking about Pitbull Cruz, and DJ, I was always talking about Pitbull Cruz, but I see now when he get frustrated, he come with the headbutts. That's a turnoff for me. See, I'm fair across the board. Any fighter, my favorite fighter or whoever, can turn me completely off with the bullshit. He said, salute, Miss Destiny. Hey, my love. I'm trying to get... D-Ray said, I missed the intro. Run it again. you can catch it like when it's done. Just it ain't long, but you can run it. He said, "I missed the intro." He's too plain Jane. They said Bud was drugs. Like, yeah, and then if EJ they saying that too, he was drugged. Something ain't right. He was high. My boy, the same dude that said Bud need to show tax receipts to prove he made $10 million. He's one of them people that say Bud never made this much money in his life. That's why they can believe that EJ is the one that brought him to all this glory. You know what Floyd used to say? You can talk all that shit, but let me see how you are under them lights. And guess what? A lot of people crumble under them lights. And guess who crumbled? Like part of his performance, because he was under the lights. He couldn't think straight. He didn't have that much to think about, period, because he's not a mental, to me, like cerebral fighter. But being under them lights affected Errol Spence too. And you can't use that as an excuse. That's your scared punk ass. And my coach, one of my coaches that I work with, he said, T, go back and look at it. I looked at it. He said, you gotta see the fear in his eyes. And at first, that wasn't my first thought. I'll admit that. But when I went back and looked at it, I said, yeah, the nigga's scared. He told my friend Coleman, and my friend didn't want to hear that. Because this is the one with the tax receipts and all that. Yeah, but then my friend said he had to be out all night drinking and smoking weed and dealing with the Charlos. And I was like, dude, you reaching. He was never a better fighter. Bud tried to tell y'all that. We tried to tell y'all that, and y'all didn't listen. So let me get into what I wrote down. I said, why is Errol fans still delusional? Is it that it's hard to swallow your pride? Spence fans are sensitive, and they have always been. So I shouldn't be shocked that they delusional. Y'all got to think. They've been talking shit for 5 years. 5 years now. And there won't nothing that a Bud fan could do, even a casual fan. You come into the aura of boxing, and all you hear is their echo chamber. You start believing what they say. If you tell a lie for 5 years, that shit can look like an actual truth. Like I always like to say, there's no letters we could write, no tears we could cry. There was nothing we could do to get them off of Bud ass. And delusional thinking is at an all-time high. Folks ain't paying their bets. Credibility is gone. And see, I forgot WJ for real. But when one of y'all just specify how that bet went down, I said, yes, I remember that. And I'll be able to find it. But people ain't paying their bets. When after the fight, you couldn't find none of them loudmouth Spence fans talking all that shit. Some people ain't came back to their channels. Some people have. Now, shout outs to the people who have. They came, they faced the music. But they don't want to hear this shit all the time. But I'm going to tell you guys, if you're Spence fans, you cannot put a time limit on how much we boast and how much we drag y'all ass. You can't put a time limit on it because it's coming. We had a deal 5 years. Shit, we at least allowed 6 months. But really, you can't tell us a time limit. And the fight isn't over because, as y'all have reported, I don't know how true it is, Errol Spence has activated his mandatory. So he got to fight again before the end of the year. So that pushes it back as far as December. So that's another 5 months right there. But let me tell you, Earl, sexual something. It ain't gonna change the outcome. We tried to tell y'all this all along and you didn't listen. So how about your ass listen now? It's not going to change it. It doesn't matter if he was drunk, high, whatever excuse you want to come out with. He was going to get his ass kicked either way. Cut your losses. I'm not saying you can't be his fan, because I even told you that. No matter what happened in this fight, I'm still a Bud fan, and I still say that Bud was a better fighter. No matter what happened. We got to understand that we're people. We're not perfect. You're going to make mistakes. Shit can happen. And because of that, you have to contend for that. You have to make room for that. But everything being nimble and everything, the stars lining up for both fighters or whatever, if they get in there again, Bud gonna beat them again. And shout outs to the people who had noticed that Bud showed mercy. I was so enamored with the fact that he knocked him down 4 times and that the fight got stopped and he won. I was paying more attention to the surface shit. You know, I was looking at the details, but I never did pick up where he was showing mercy till I went back and watched it. He absolutely did show mercy. You know, I was so in my feelings thinking there's going to be a robbery. And if it's going to be a robbery, it's going to be to Errol's favor. So in my mind, Bud had to make sure he took it out of the referee's hand as well as the judge's hand. So that's what I was paying attention to. But I didn't even pick up on the fact that he showed the boy mercy. And that he could have got him out of there way before. Now to y'all, what's the word I want to call y'all? Ragged ass people that's making bets and not paying your bets. Shame on you. I gotta call you raggedy. Because you was talking a lot of shit. You was doing too much. And you made bets. And to me, if you gonna make a bet, I thought it was something like men always don't pay up women and shit. Y'all niggas ain't paying each other. I didn't make a bet. And I knew why I didn't make a bet. I got a lot of shit on my plate. As it is, I got to save for a wedding. I'm about to move, sell my house. I don't need to be out here betting. This is not the time to bet. So I didn't bet. But some of y'all motherfuckers was so delusional about your boy Errol. And then he got his ass kicked. You don't want to pay your bets? And none of y'all made a bet to me, so I don't have a skin in the game. But now that WJ said he betted that 100 and that he wanted that 100 to come to me. Where the hell you at, ATL? Run me my ends. I'm searching for you now. Spence fans got to understand there is no statute of limitation for how long Bud fans is going to clown y'all ass. Because we know that if it was the other way around, there would be no mercy. We know this. And it ain't a damn thing y'all can say to change that. We know, y'all know. I said years ago that Spence fandom was based on the popularity. I used to say this all the time. The boxing seemed more like a popularity contest or a beauty contest instead of a boxing contest. Like a soap opera. I'm going to run through a few things to actuate what I'm talking about. First of all, these two gentlemen were in their fighting, not us. Talking about Terrence and Errol. They was the ones fighting. Now, the big question right now is, do a rematch need to happen? Now, I've heard people say yes, and I've heard people say no. But I've heard people say if it's in the contract, then yes. And that's how I feel. You sign a contract, you live up to your contract. You got to do it. But do you need a rematch for this? How many times? This is another one of those delusions. How many times have them same fans looked at a fight, saw it was one side, saw somebody got scalded, and then say, man, I don't want to see that shit again. What's going to change? We can see if it's close, but what's going to change when it's totally one-sided? Some of them fans of Earl's, they like Shakur as a boxer. Remember when Shakur beat Valdez? Did we need to see that again? No, we ain't need to see that again. There is nothing Errol can do to change the outcome. It could either be worse or the same. It's nothing. He has no tools in the bag. I don't see how y'all Spence fans can't see that. We as Buzz fans been saying this for years. Y'all didn't believe us, and now you see, but you still don't want to believe us. We trying to help you. We really trying to help you. Errol is too old to change, y'all. He too old to change his spots. That muscle memory is a bitch. The way he needs to change to be Bud, there's no way he can't bring that to life. He can't. There's nothing he can do. That's too much change. Boxing is nothing you play, it's what you do. If you practice, whatever you practice is what you will actually do. He's not an elite fighter. He never was. He was a good fighter, and it worked for him. Just like Pacquiao, if you look at his style of fighting and how he get down, you be like, nigga, how you winning anything? You not winning. Hold on, that's it. I'm gonna drop the link when I finish doing my monologue. Then I'll drop it. You would never go into the boxing gym and train anybody to imitate Pacquiao. But how Pacquiao do know his fundamentals, but how he fights is his unique style. Errol Spence got his own. Every fighter got their own unique styles on top of the fundamentals that are taught to them. But Errol Spence, he's basic, no creativity, and how Floyd said, no special effects. But now here we telling you again, from what we see, there is nothing he can do. And y'all not going to listen again. And we going to roast you again with no motherfucking mercy. Because Errol is a basic fighter. I don't know how many times we got to tell you that. He only got plan A. He don't have plan B, C, and D. His plan A helped him beat others, but it won't help him with Bud or anybody that you can consider elite. Now, going up in weight won't help either. Why? Because you don't know if you take your power up there. He came down from weight. He started at 160. He went to 154, and he landed at 147. Don't you think he know why he kept going down? He was at his best on his most optimum weight at 147. He had more power, more agility, more reflexes, and all that. Was betting 1,000 at 147. So now when he go up, don't you think he gonna lose something? It's a medical fact. We don't know until we know. But if 154 suited him well, don't you think his big ass would have stayed there? That he would have never been a 147 in the first place? Errol has always walked around in the 190s, close to 200. That don't mean he's fat. He's a bigger guy. Well, what made him choose 147? That's why that dude, casual boxing fan, back in the day, used to walk around, always call him a weight bully. Maybe at 160 and 154, he couldn't contend with those big guys. Oh, I know. I go to 147 where the guys are little, and then I'm the big guy on the block, and I can hit them hard. You're not knocking people out. Besides Ugas, the last knockout he had was Ocampo in 2018. Power shot my ass. In the end of the day, Bud was humble, even in victory, because he knows one of Errol's biggest problems, and this is a big problem for Errol's fans too, their ego. Just like Floyd knew that shit about Conor. Floyd could have rubbed all kinds of shit in Conor's face, but he didn't. because he knew his ego and pride, it would kill him. It would go beyond boxing. Floyd wasn't trying to derail the nigga and make him not be able to fight no more. And I think Bud knew that about Errol. You don't want him to go off and feel like he got nothing to live for. He know Errol is conceited and arrogant, and his fans are too. That's why it hurts them so much that this happened. Like I said, you tell a lie for 5 years, that lie becomes the truth, or it seems to be the truth. And when the truth comes shining in, it's a culture shock. We've seen this happen in American culture. Remember when Obama won? Remember when Obama beat Romney? Romney just knew he had it in the bag. But when he got caught on tape talking shit about regular folks, that what President Carter, former President Carter's grandson, handed over the evidence and the receipts to the Obama campaign, and they put it out. That's where Romney lost his election. When Hillary lost the election, I just knew she was going to win. I was distraught. I couldn't believe America picked that motherfucker over her. I guess America wasn't ready for a woman president. And when Biden beat Trump, oh, that's the worst. How many court cases got filed because Biden won legitimately? Didn't you see them attack the Capitol? When you lie to people so much and they accept the lie, when the truth comes shining in, it is hard to deal with. This is why they're delusional. Because they can't accept the truth because they've been lied to so much. Maybe they are type people that like to be lied to. I have sat back to witness the fallout with Spence fans and to see what all these boisterous Spence commentators would say. And a lot of commentators are missing in action. They are. A lot of people haven't popped up. They ain't come back to their show. I don't know where they at. We're going to have to send out a search party for them, or an APB, or put them on a milk carton, because they hiding. Some of Spence fans stepped up and took their licks like real grown women and men. But most are butthurt. They really butthurt. Now for the excuses, I'm almost done, y'all. He didn't look right. And it was due because, he was out all night partying, or he was drinking of the Charlo's mess that he had to get involved. I call bull hockey. Bull hockey. He was drinking and smoking and doing weed and, bull hockey. He was weight drained. Now, look, I said that, but look what y'all said about it. Look what the Spence fans said about it before the fight. Bud gloves was loaded. Errol gave too many concessions, as if whatever you decide in the contract got anything to do with what go on in the ring. Because he wasn't right, he lost. Basically, if he was right, he would have won. How silly does that sound? Bud did what to cause his demise. Like, what did Bud do to cause his demise? And the way Bud was so strategic, this is the craziest one. The way Bud was so strategical and all that, he sat and wait on that ever since last year. Nigga, what does that got to do with the price of tea in China in that ring? I don't know. When we try to say he was in a fat camp, y'all shut it down. We always thought he still drinks. Y'all shut that down too. We say he was weight drained. I said that shit 2 weeks ago. Y'all shut it down. He looks fine. He's great. Look how built and shredded he is. You better worry about Bud in that fat camp. He's overweight. This is my friend Coleman. But now you want to use it as an excuse? Someone from Errol's corner was present watching him get his hands wrapped. So they was in Bud's room, and Spence watching, they have representatives watching him. Ain't nobody letting shit slide. Not on a fight this magnitude. Nobody that went over there to watch Spence get his hands wrapped was letting shit slide, and vice versa. I and others been said his accident took a lot out of him and will affect him in the future. Y'all shut that down. Remember, tune-ups are only for people who ain't sure of themselves. Mr. Big Bold Bad himself. Bobby Badass himself. Tune-ups are for people who ain't sure of themselves. Nigga, you just got thrown out of a car. What is you talking about? But a lot of y'all shut that down. This is all prior to the fight. I say he probably got arthritis now because y'all see how he run. When you hurt yourself like that, even if you don't break no bones, one thing for sure, and two things for certain, you will develop arthritis. He run like his back hurt. You know, we told you he is flat-footed and it matters. Y'all shut that down. You even say Bud will crumble under them lights in the stage because he never been there. And the presumption was that Errol had been. Arrogance, delusion. When have Errol been on the big stage like they just did Saturday night? Fuck talking to me about no Cowboy Stadium. That ain't the same. But that's what they like to say. But it sound like, or it looked like, Errol might have had a problem being under the lights. Still, that's not an excuse for getting his ass whooped. I went back and watched the fight, and it went just like I said it would. If you make a mistake, you must pay. And that's what that is the notion that Crawford was on. Errol said himself, it's a money grab. Remember that part. He said it was a money grab, how he corrected Brian Custer. So you know what his heart was in his mind. Errol and team were reading, basically I always say this, they were reading their press clippings. And that's what, and Errol has been sheltered and protected. And now we saw he got exposed. It was a bad couple of weeks for Derrick James because we know Frank Martin lost and Errol lost on so many levels. Errol sexuals were rude, antagonist, bossy, bullying, disrespectful, cruel, and had an agenda, and most of all straight liars. Y'all were cliquish, soap opera type group. You picked him because of all the spin, talking points, and propaganda. That was barrage at turns Crawford on the daily. You picked him because of your emotions, not what you saw in each of them, and that's why you hurt. Saving face is hard to do. Now we warning you now again. Don't come back this way. Bud then warned y'all, his fans, former boxers have, and y'all didn't listen before, so y'all should listen now. And that's basically, in a nutshell, what the problem is. Y'all were emotionally caught up. You would think that was your boyfriend, and I'm talking to men and women. You would think that Errol was your boyfriend, and you were emotionally caught up. Damn. So Tay said it's too plain Jane. They said Bud was drugged. Yeah, he wasn't. They say anything. D-Ray in the building, he said, Martin, what you saying they setting? Destiny was good with you. Go ahead.
My goodness, I love you. I love y'all. Let's see, to be honest, I truly do have mixed emotions about this fight. And I, as much as I wanted to gloat, I
Don't
don't.
come in here with that.
No, hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish where I'm going with this at. As
All
much as
right.
I wanted to gloat about, Spence, taking that dirt nap the way he took it,
Mm-hmm.
but see, that was a career-ending dirt nap. Spence is. I'm sorry. I don't care what nobody. This is my personal opinion, but that was a career-ending dirt nap. He is never going to be able to come back psychologically. He is done like Roy Jones was done. he had too much ego, too much invested in that. I could be wrong. The Fat Boys never got back together neither, and I thought they would. So I could be wrong. I truly can't be wrong, but I highly doubt that I'm wrong. And another thing I was going to say, I don't give a damn if any Sky Daddy, if the Sky Daddy that y'all people believe in himself come down to train Spence for Bud. He could never beat Bud because he does not have those skills. I said it, Miss T said it, we all said it. His only chance of beating Bud was by, he only had a puncher's chance. He had to get that lucky punch. And where Bud was able to eat his punch, it was, oh man. I mean, anything can happen. Boxing is very unpredictable. Anything really can happen. But a rematch, I don't, a rematch is only going to solidify that that Bud, some fighters just have your number. Some fighters are great, and they're just they're gonna beat your ass every day of the week. I don't give a damn if they fight at 154 pounds or 300 pounds. Bud is gonna whoop his ass 100 times out of 100 times because Spence is not fundamentally sound. I really take anger with that when these Spence people say all these weird things. I don't think people understand what fundamentals are, right? Fundamentals, it means you have to have footwork, you have to have defense, you have to have head movement, you have to have more than just a jab. You have to know how to throw a hook. You have to know how to throw with both hands. You have to know how to move your head. Spence doesn't have, you have to have a stance. Spence stance is terrible. Spence stands like he stands like he's about to do the damn splits. He is so off balance. Why do you think he's always off balance. And his head is so easy, he's a target. He is not fundamentally sound. Only fundamental he has great, and I will say this, is his jab. But with him not understanding the true fundamentals, because he had Slow James as a trainer, he could never understand fundamentals. And right, I think Smith was like 33, something 34, 32, 30. He's between 32 and 34 or whatever. He has all his bad habits he has developed. He's never going to be able to change those bad habits. Yeah. That's why I don't give a damn if Korean Jesus, Thai Jesus, Black Jesus, white, any of them things can come down to train Spence. Those bad habits is going to show again. Same thing would happen with Amir Khan. Amir Khan thought I could train all these different, change to all these different trainers. No, you had developed bad habits. And those bad habits
Muscle memory.
Yes.
What do you mean about this? He's suspended for 30 days. I didn't hear that.
So when you're in a fight like that, what just happened?
I'm gonna get you D-Ray in a minute.
Okay, when you're in a fight like that, when you're fighting, that kind of fight that he just had, when it was truly, that fight was so bad, girl, I had to turn my head away because I really thought Bud was going to end up killing that man in the ring. And Bud did let off the gas. Bud never left out of second gear that whole fight. Second gear the whole fight.
He showed mercy. He did.
Man, show mercy. He really, and I think he only turned it up a little bit in the ninth round to finally get them to throw the towel in, because he saw every time he touched Spence, he was breaking. And
what I'm saying is, are you saying, did Spence have cuts? I know his lip was
because of the damage he sustained. Did y'all see he was concussed? Did y'all hear his slurred speech after that fight?
Yeah.
He was slurred. It wasn't even remotely English. It was terrible.
I know if you got a cut or something like that, there's days you got to sit out. If you have 30 days to activate your manager, I'm sure they can give an extension, because he can activate it, but they ain't like he gonna be doing it. But if they activate it, they have to fight by the end of the year. So, but let me go to D-Ray, and then I'm gonna get you next. Easy, welcome to the building. Thanks for coming through, bro. D-Ray, what you got on it?
Hey, D-Ray.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up?
First off, I want to say that was great research you had that you were talking about before you dropped the link for us. And second, I just want to say Destiny came in firing.
Oh,
So
D-Ray.
but I just wanted to, come in and enjoy the show, and you know, I'll let someone else go and get the show moving on. But I just want to thank you and tell everybody to subscribe. And I think ATL good for that bet, though. I just wanted to put that out there too, though.
Yeah, yeah. I think because I think we all forgot. We was just so elated that the fight was over, and I was elated to win our way. Reginald Peters, I seen you, bro. I ain't seen you in a minute. Hopefully you'll join in. That easy. What's poppin', King? Welcome to the building. Welcome to the show.
What's good, y'all? What's good?
What's good? You got the floor.
Okay. Yeah, I just appreciate you for having me up here. Like I listen to you all the time. I think I got put on E Thriller and all that, so I've been listening to y'all for a while. I ain't never came on and chopped it up with y'all, but after Saturday, man, I feel like I got to.
I hear you.
I
I
feel like
hear you.
it got to, man. It's because it almost seemed like we've been at a cold war, and it's
Yes.
finally over. And now since it's over, everybody that been fighting dirty and doing all this stuff is like, hey, why don't y'all just chill and forget about all that stuff we did all that
Yeah. You see that? Where that work at,
time.
Easy?
Well, I ain't never seen that work nowhere. Like it'd be different if we fight fair the whole way, then at the end
Yeah.
we shake hands and go our different ways.
Right,
But when
right.
y'all been acting like this, man, come on. How y'all thought this was gonna go?
Hey man, Easy. Where you from?
I'm from Baltimore originally, but I live in Texas for like the last 12 years.
Oh shit, you in Texas? And I ain't hear
Yeah,
the B more accent, but I was like, man, you look like you could you could be some Kenneth Terrence in them. And I say that as a compliment. Do you get that?
I didn't hear it before because I didn't went to Bud fights like 2 or 3 Bud fights before.
You
I
look
didn't get
like
to
you
go
could
to
be
this one.
a distant cousin or something. Man, that's what's up. That's what's up. Hey
But
Destiny, he in Texas too.
Oh, girl, I was
He
going to say something about that too. Yo, I live, Texas took a damn beating this past weekend. First of all, Maul got slapped. Spence got, obliterated. And then one of them Charlo Whiteys got their ass tagged by Letitia Crawford's sister. Man, it was a bad, yo,
no,
hey, they got
was it
Texas out here
Crawford's sister?
bad.
Wait a minute, was it Crawford's sister?
Yes, it was his sister, Letitia Crawford. Yeah, she beat the hell out of Shorty. Man, that was a dirt nap too.
Out of Crawford's what? Now I thought it was first they said it was Plant's sister-in-law. Then they
Nah,
said it was Jamel Charlo's wife and Jamal Charlo's wife fighting each other. You
nah.
saying it was Crawford's sister?
Yes, it was Letitia Crawford. She gave her that dirt. Yeah, Shorty took a dirt nap. Man, Texas is like,
Oh
they
shit!
five and 0. I mean, they 0-5. They
and
0-5 this week.
Frank Martin lost for real, for real.
oh yeah.
I
So
didn't
you
even,
can't
girl. I
forget
didn't even
that
bother.
the week before that. But easy, I interrupted you. Go on and finish, my brother.
No, I don't even know. I'm just sitting here to chop it up with y'all, man. I finally was free when y'all went live, so I'm just sitting here enjoying the
Oh,
conversation.
cool. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
anybody who made bets, thank you, WJ, and all y'all reminded me because I so forgot. Now I'm looking through my book. Mr. ATL, I know you listening. Better come through. ATL owe me $100.
Hey, that's
He
the
owe me
Mm.
best
a
thing about living in Texas, though. I cleaned up. I ain't paying rent for 2 months at least.
I hate you. First of
Oh
all,
damn. Like
I
that
I'm
hate you.
easy? Like that.
because that's how confident they was. Like they was so confident. So I would go up to somebody just trying to get $100 bet.
Can
By
I
the time I'm done talking to them, it's 300.
can I say something
Mm,
real fast, Miss T? The funniest part is, right, Miss T, but you remember me, you and I was, off camera conversation you and I had. And we
yeah.
were talking, it was so funny because you and I said at the kind of like the same time that Spence whole energy changed once that fight was made and announced. He seemed very somber after
Mm-hmm.
that fight was announced. He seemed like, he was having to walk the green mile for all you young folks. That's a Stephen King movie about, going to death row. He seemed very somber. And the night of the fight, everybody keeps trying to say like, "Oh yeah, he was high, whatever." He looked, yeah, he did look really different. He did look different. His energy was mad different because he knew. I
He was
strong
scared.
everything. And
Yeah.
everything that was inside my body. I know for a fact he knew he was about to step in that ring, and his career was going to end that night. And I truly do believe
Yeah.
that. And
That's absurdity for real. Like that's the first time he ever stepped in the ring when he didn't know he wasn't gonna win.
yes, I
Do
think they
do
they
you know
truly
that
don't believe that ass whoops.
do you know that some of them Spence fans say shit like Crawford need to thank him because he getting this big opportunity to be on the
Yeah,
big stage and lights, and he ain't never had that. Fuck man, Spence ain't never had that. Like the
never.
delusion of these people. I be just like,
Hey, you got you.
go ahead, Tay. My bad. Tay in the building, y'all. Hey Tay, I just found when you and ATL betted $15. I'm looking through the books, y'all. Cause you know I write every bet down. I'm gonna run across it. Cause I remember I wrote that down about it was specific. It was specific to a
Because
knockout.
he's a college baby, my little college baby.
Remember we kept saying Tate shouldn't go ahead, Tate, talk the shit. Tate couldn't he's like, don't try to bet Tate. He need
Hmm?
all his ends. Hey Tate, what's good?
Oh, I'm doing good.
What's he doing?
What you had to deal with today?
I'm just making excuses. I was on Fred's show, I think last night or the night before, and this dude was making all the excuses in the world. They're talking about Errol Spence was slipped drugs before the fight.
Fred, I like you, man. You know I love you, and I'm gonna say I love you, Fred. But cause you got me started in this. And Fred, you're a cool guy. But stop the cap, Fred. How you said Destiny, stop the cap, stop the mess.
Stop that
Y'all
madness.
know,
Shit, cut
listen,
shit.
y'all gotta stop acting like y'all don't see shit. I mean, my eyes are not that great. They ain't, I got perfect vision. That's what the doctor told me the other day. Can y'all believe that shit? But
Um,
I still can't see nothing up on me. But that come from age, you know what I'm saying? But the point is, I'm seeing the same shit y'all seeing. Now, how the fuck am I seeing it? But some of these Errol Spence fans, they not seeing it. What? How are all of us seeing some shit and y'all not seeing nothing?
Yo,
baffling to me, the most baffling part is to me, right? If y'all look at the history of boxing, right? Every pressure fighter has been stopped or
Mm-hmm.
obliterated by a great counterpuncher. And I don't understand how y'all could not see that ass whooping coming 3,000 miles away. Like every pressure fighter has always been beaten by a great counterpuncher. Usually, for the most part, usually. It's
Mm-hmm.
very rare when a pressure fighter beats a great counterpuncher. The history book shows us something different. So let's just say it was 100 fights like that, right? You may have 3 out of 100 where the pressure fighter beat the great counterpuncher. But for the most part, that's not how that works. Y'all got to stop. Y'all got to study boxing and stop with the casual BS. Because at this point, I truly don't believe people ever look at boxing. How can y'all say this man is so great at fundamental? He don't even have a great stance. His boxing stance is bananas, complete bananas, complete monkey shit. Who stands like that? He's almost doing splits in the damn ring. His
Yeah.
boxing stance. That is complete. That's first of all, what's the first basic of fundamentals? It's your damn stance. You can't even go nowhere without stance.
Yeah.
So I
And
don't.
that's all fighting too.
yeah, and that's facts
He
too.
also, I mean, his jab isn't even as good as people like to say it is. It's just a high volume
Mm-hmm.
jab. There's nothing special about that jab, man. It's like
Nothing.
literally, there's nothing special about it. He doesn't do an
And
up
some
jab.
variation.
He barely stab jabs.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like really fast either. I mean, it's just a high volume jab, and people
And
acting
he
like
don't
it was like
take
he
the
had like a
speed
lead
on
hand of
the knee.
Mayweather.
And this
I don't
to
even think he has
even
a better
prove
lead hand than Devin Haney.
and this to even prove it further. Crawford's jab, as people now see, is better than Spence because Crawford knows how to do the snapping jab. He knows how to do the piston, like battery ram jab. And that's what he did to Earl this past weekend.
Mhm.
Earl don't know but one jab.
But
Yep.
it was, girl, that fight was so, it was so bad. You and I always knew it was going to be very lopsided. But I thought at least Spence would, like, at least have like maybe uh a smidget of a moment. Man, even the first round. I mean, you could say Spence won the first round, but that even was like really could say it was a draw round or who cares round. That was really one of those who cares round. I
Pretty
mean, it
much.
was that ass whooping was good and terrible. It was the worst ass whooping I have ever seen in boxing. Literally, if I was to ever fight, right? I want you to just knock me out. Do not beat my ass repetitively for minutes on minutes. Hell no, just knock me out.
No, you
Just
know what
knock
he
me
needed.
out.
But you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all this, and this is just me. This is, I guess, I'm speculating. I almost believe that Spence won't take no rematch, and whoever reporting that he activated it, they ain't never showed proof. I'm not gonna rebut it. I'm not gonna push back on it because he might have. He said it in the ring, and sometimes you just gotta take people at their word till they show you that they ain't the truth.
You can't.
They like to say that Spence is the truth, but he's a fucking liar too. If Bud a liar, he damn sure. Spence is damn sure a liar,
He
and I
can't.
bet you he won't take it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
He can't activate that mandatory because he has to be cleared by a doctor, and he cannot be cleared by a doctor because he's suspended for 30 days. Y'all can Google that. That's facts. I don't give a damn
Yeah.
what nobody says. Y'all can go Google that. Y'all can come fact check me. Anybody who wants to argue?
But listen, Destiny. Even if you activate the mandatory, it don't mean you getting in the ring. You're just activating it for a fight that's gonna happen later down the road. So why should it matter about him sitting it out for 30 days? Because the
Because
fight
let's
ain't
see,
coming out till later down the road
after
anyway.
30 days, and they reassess you, and if they tell you you're never going to be able to box again, that's what it's going to be. That's why it's a 30-day suspension because the doctors have to reassess you. And he was definitely concussed. That speech was so badly slurred. He almost sounded like he was drunk. Like he literally sounded punch drunk. I mean, he was punch drunk. Literally, he was punch drunk. And you know what? My heart goes out to Spence because he was so, he was trying his hardest. And he would never quit. And then slow ass James, he's a terrible human. I do not like that human. He's a terrible human. He's so arrogant and so petty and so childish. He was never going to throw in a towel for his fighter. He knew his fighter. There was no possible way Spence could have came back in that fight. Like it was just he didn't have no muster on his punch. He didn't. There was nothing there for Spence to do to beat Bud. But he's such a horrible human. He was going to allow his fighter possibly be murdered, or not murdered, but die in that ring
So let
versus
me
letting.
ask y'all this: do the other guys on the do Easy and Tay? Do y'all feel sorry for Spence like that's what he do? And I ain't saying
Uh,
she ain't wrong. I don't blame nobody if they do or don't. I don't
I
feel sorry for him.
I wouldn't say sorry, but I was concerned for his health because I don't want to see no black man take that kind of punishment for no reason. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But as far as like being sorry, like nah, not because to be honest, I think Derek James brought that ass whooping on him. Like if we
Mm-hmm.
being, because you could tell, Bud like he like Earl. You could tell he like Earl because
Yeah,
we know what it looked like when he don't like him. So
Mm-hmm.
he was like trying to carry Earl. He was almost like, hey, come on, Earl, get your second win, fight back. And then once it wasn't gonna happen, so let's go ahead and get this over with. But that ass whooping was Derek James. That's all for him. Bomac like damn near like this man, brother, like for real, like second father. He said, I don't even think Bud get mad when you talk about him. But if you go with his team, if you go with the people around him, if you that's what set him off. Like his antennas was on 10. I was like, that boy in trouble. And Derek James kept on going.
Crawford, when he went in to say something to Earl or like kind of give him a hug, who was
Well,
holding Earl up? Because somebody was holding him up, and he kind of like put his head over his shoulder, Like you know how you dap somebody up a
His
hug,
husband, his
and
husband.
then
It
he
was
was
his
looking
husband.
up in the sky.
It was
It was
Spence's
very
husband, Yellow Beezy. It was Spence's husband, Yellow Beezy.
holding. It was holding. He was holding him up.
Yeah, that was his husband, Yellow.
Somebody was holding him up,
I
Yeah,
told
that,
you it was
and
his
I was
husband,
like,
Yellow Beezy. It was his
"Yeah,
husband, Yellow Beezy. And his husband, Yellow Beezy, was walking him to the medic tent too. They was holding
oh."
each other together when they walked to the medic tent.
So,
His husband.
so what they try? So what we supposed to know going forward is that Bud
mhm.
was the eye collector. Bud is the brain collector. Bud is the rib collector. Cause them body shots.
Yeah, he folded him over a couple times with body shots. Like,
Bro,
like
Errol,
you saw him then, like
he
Yeah,
was like that in Ugas.
yeah,
Stopped
yeah. He
throwing,
was.
and I think it was
Yeah,
around the time when Ugas started touching his body. You saw
I
yeah,
you
you
know,
right.
drop.
Miss
He
T,
got still hurt for the body.
no flight to you,
Mhm.
Miss T. But anybody who's watching Miss T's live, y'all, I all suggest y'all go watch Luke Thomas from CBS breakdown of what happened in that fight and listen to what he says. How Bud was so strategical and was able to pick apart every bit of man. I promise you, that was the most beautiful breakdown I've ever seen anybody do of a fight. That man was like he was a surgeon. He was
Yeah,
precise. He did the
that,
best.
that
Huh?
shit was good. That shit was good. I
Mm.
ain't gonna lie.
What's his name?
Luke Thomas.
Luke
Luke
Thomas.
Thomas from CBS. His name is Luke Thomas from CBS.
Yo,
Look at his breakdown of that damn fight, yo.
Luke.
Yo, but it
How
was
y'all
bananas.
spell Luke? Is it Luke?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
Luke. Mm-hmm. Yes,
Y'all
ma'am.
go check it out. I see. I love those breakdowns. Go ahead, easy. Go ahead.
Yo, go ahead and like what's crazy is if he had an interview like right after the fight, he was in tears. He was like, "That's the most beautiful boxing display I have ever seen." Luke Thomas was crying on CBS
No
Sports. He was
way.
like, "I'm sorry." He was like, "I'm sorry, you guys. I know this may sound dumb to y'all, but I just can't believe the performance I seen." He said it was beautiful.
I mean,
he
I
said,
saw that, man. When you did film study, bro, that 2-1 was gonna be money, bro.
"Yeah,
Because how even his defense structure, his defense system is off. You can't guard for. I mean, but to be fair, I mean they're in close stance, but in an open stance fight, the 2-1 or that 2-3 is hard to defend. Period. Like even
Mm-hmm.
like it's just a hard combination to defend because you're it's just hard because we're in an open stance. The way how punches are set up, you're just gonna get hit with that 2-3. Even Bud like gets hit with the 2-1 a lot. That's how he got wobbled by Gamboa, and how he was having issues with Hank Lendy. But and even Spence, his defensive system is so because he puts his like shield up in his head, and then he first off he doesn't get. I mean, you already know he doesn't get his help to center line. So that whole
yeah."
shit with like him being like this fundamental guy is mostly bull. Mostly it's about how everything is just jab cross or jab cross or jab 4 or jab 3. That's what people meant by like him being fundamental.
Yo,
But
you know
But
what's
that's not
crazy?
Okay. Hold
fundamentals,
on.
though. That's
Well,
not fundamentals, okay?
hold on.
That
no,
was
Hold
so
on.
people
Hold
actually,
on.
it's
understand.
not.
Hold
It's
on. Hold
not.
on.
It's
Hold on.
jab cross,
We
jab
got
cross,
we
triple jab cross. It's like he's too basic, man. I mean,
we got somebody in the building.
Hi.
Marquise Mullins. Welcome to the building. What's poppin', King? You got the floor.
you can get it back in that time.
Hi, Pachi.
You go ahead, Marquise. You got the floor.
Can you hear us?
Marquise, can you hear us?
He might be muted.
Yeah, I think so.
Marquise.
Unmute yourself. He ain't muted that I can see over here.
Sis,
Marquise,
can
go
I
ahead.
can I can I make a comment?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you can
was
make
telling
it.
you had the floor. Can you hear us? Can you
But
hear us?
it's proved
I think it's
that
slow.
he is the number one pound for pound fighter in the game. For him to step up to the plate and stop Spence is unbelievable. You know, I had Crawford winning the fight because I think that Spence is a forward fighter. He comes forward and Bud is a counter puncher. And the counter puncher gonna be a forward fighter every time.
So you said you had Spence
No, he had
winning
Bud.
the
He had
fight.
Bud.
He said Bud. Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
thought he
yeah.
said Spence. I'm sorry. Can you hear us in real time?
I don't know.
We probably
Yeah,
can't.
it seems like it's a delay.
Yeah, I
It's
think
a
it's a football.
delay or
You
something.
gonna have to send a messenger picture
Thank,
over
thank you, thank you, family, for letting me in. My only comment was my my only comment was this is that, yeah, I can hear y'all. Can y'all hear me?
You're
Yeah,
breaking up a
it's
little
a
bit.
delay. It's a
there. Oh
delay with
wow, that's
yours.
been a long.
Okay, I'm on the.
Oh shit. He
You're gonna
muted
have to wait
himself.
like 5 seconds.
You might
Here,
have to
He
leave.
muted himself. I don't know. I can't unmute.
He going in too.
You gotta unmute yourself, baby boy.
I'm
Marquise.
unmuted.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I'm
say it
unmuted.
again. Say it again.
I said that I think that Earl Spence is a forward fighter. No, I had Crawford because if a forward fighter, yes, I can hear you in real time, sis. I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you. You know, I think that Crawford was gonna always be Spence because
yeah,
Spence only walks forward.
He's a mechanical fighter. He's a one-dimensional fighter. He really is. He's really a mechanical fighter. He is very robotic, and I don't understand.
He's a one trick pony.
Yeah, he's like the T said earlier. He's very much reminiscent of the rice picker, little buddy.
Yeah,
Whatever
he's
his
a
name
one trick
was.
pony.
The one
Nonito,
from the
no, no,
Philippines. The one from the Philippines. That one. He's very much like that one.
Nonito Donaire. I don't know.
No, 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 no. The
He
other
said
one. The other.
Pacquiao. Pacquiao.
Pacquiao.
I don't know his name. Never heard of him. But that guy.
She, you was funny, girl.
Nah,
I don't
Pacquiao's
mind.
way better than
I was
Errol
about
Spence.
to say
Don't
Pacquiao
Pacquiao
say
might
old
rice.
actually
school.
beat Errol
Don't
Spence.
say rice picker, girl.
Mhm. But yeah, he's just very reminiscent of that little buddy there, the one from the Philippines, the one that lost his
Yeah, sis.
presidential bid.
I'm muting myself. That was my comment.
No,
Okay, I got you. You just have a delay. Hold on. You have a delay, Marcus. And we can hear you sometimes, but it's a delay between what we say and then how you respond, or something like that. I know you're gonna hear me, but D Ray is in the building. D Ray, it's time for you to have the flow. Was popping, King?
Oh, I just was saying, whoever that was in that female fight in the parking lot, they had to sign them to PBC and put them on the undercard.
that'll go Trisha Crawford. That'll go Trisha Crawford.
Got
She,
you,
Brother and
Marcus.
sister, undisputed.
yeah, she dog walked the fuck out of Shorty. Yeah, that was a good. Yeah, that was a good and terrible. Sometimes
Did
you just
they?
gotta shut the hell up. Sometimes
Hold
you
on,
just gotta shut up.
hold on. Destiny, if you got the clip for that, send that up. But D Ray, that's all you want to say. You got the floor.
Yeah, for now, yeah. I'm
Okay.
just gonna chime in, but I'm gonna try to hold up.
Huh?
Okay, Destiny, do you got the clip? Because I done
I
seen you
mean,
smack.
I'm not sending it to you. I'm sending it to you after this one. Okay, I'll send it to you
Okay.
after this one. But yeah, Shorty, she gave her that dirt nap too.
Because I swear it's 3 stories of who these girls are. They
Nah,
said that both of the Charlo wives were fighting. And then I was like, he watch his wife fight? Like, I don't get that. I don't get when men do that. And for the record, y'all, anytime y'all see women fighting as men, break that shit up. That is tacky as hell. And back in the day when I was a young person, men would step in and break women fighting, but women would not step in and break up men fighting. You bet not. You knew that's what the man wanted. Don't get in this shit, little girl. But when women fought, they broke that shit up. It's tacky for women to be mothers at that out there. And I know I'm being judgmental, but come on, shawty. But you said Letitia. It was Letitia. And who again
I
fighting?
don't. One of the Charlos, little shorties. I'm not sure if they wifeys or shark. I don't know what's going on with the Charlo world. It's none of my business. So I'm out of my business over here. But yeah, she took that dirt nap though. It was good and terrible. It was a
Yeah,
bad, it was a whole bad day for Texas. Texas was just, discombobulated all day. First of all, we got this unnatural heat wave going on over here. It's been in the the triple digits for 2 months straight. Um, then they everybody got their ass whooped on Saturday.
My
But
God.
Miss T, to be honest, all jokes aside, though, I was telling my mommy before I started talking to you
Mhm.
that you have to start calling Crawford the career ender. Everybody whose career was supposed to be that, he ended it. Gamboa was that guy at one point. You remember Mikey Garcia totally avoided him. What's
Mhm.
that little boy name? The
Postal,
homosexual.
postal,
Homer,
postal.
Stanko, too. Homer Stanko avoided Gamboa. So
Yeah.
he ended after he beat up Gamboa. Gamboa was done. Postal, Felix Diaz, Jose Benavidez, Ricky Burns, Jeff Horn, I'm not
Yeah.
Delorme. There's some names I know I'm missing. And Dongo.
America really
Amir, yeah,
fell
the
off
well,
of his
American was
Sorry.
already on his, but in Dongo, Sean Porter, he's just start calling that man the career ender because once he puts pause on you,
Hmm.
your career is done. And I know people probably thinking like I'm being mean or something. And honestly, I gained respect for Spence after this fight because I saw the effort he tried to make. He kept trying it, and he kept trying it. He just came up short. He just
Centos,
couldn't do it.
my brother was popping. Centos is in the building. He said,
Come join us. Come join us.
"Hello, family, Destiny. You are a mess." What up, Miss T? And Boxing God 7 was popping king. He said, "Salute, Queen. I'm late, but I will catch the playback." I feel y'all. Tell me what y'all think about my new intro. I had to do a new intro. He lay easy. I guess that's how he said lay easy. What's popping with you, King? He said, "Could you see it in his eyes? It was over." Yeah, like listen, y'all. I said on my program and to my friends, because a lot of my friends are Spence fans. I said that dude looked drained 2 weeks ago. Nah, he good. He good. They must have gave him a vitamin C pill because it's like the next time I saw his ass, he looked normal.
No,
And
he
I
the week
know.
of the
never
fight,
normal.
yes, he did. Yes, he
No,
did.
Miss T
Yes,
always
yes,
look. When that fight was announced, he knew he
yes.
actually had to fight, but
Hey,
he knew
that
he was going to his death chamber. No, I
that's
really do mean that. He
well,
knew he was going
we
to his
gonna
death.
agree to disagree on this one because I'm talking about from the media workout, and then whatever they was doing right after the media workout, where they had to come in front of the public, he looked it kind of normal. He sounded normal. So I said maybe he wasn't drained. Or I thought he was dehydrated. Y'all remember I said at the top of my show I'm gonna talk about dehydration. Y'all know I do the water check at the top
I
of my
know he
show.
was in trouble when he
But
couldn't block that
yeah,
hit from Derek James.
what he said? Which say Tay?
I know he was in trouble when he got hit by that hook by Derek James.
Yeah,
Oh,
his
in
media
that little
workout.
clip or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, but to
he
me,
never
he
got
He
looked
hit.
got
at
hit twice.
his media work. Which
It
one of
was
y'all said that? It was like 15 minutes, right?
yeah, he got touched in 15 minutes twice. That's crazy.
He got, no, I'm saying like 15 minutes for his media workout. He barely could hit the mitts.
Yeah,
He looked
Barely could hit the
he put
bag.
on lighter gloves to hit the heavy bag.
yeah.
Right. And then he was running Tuesday, the week of the fight in Las Vegas,
But
because WCS was peeping game.
Oh,
but
WCS was the paparazzi on there, boy. He had all the scoop cut.
Paparazzi and the hell out
He
his
wasn't
ass.
fucking around. That's my dog. Shout out to WCS.
Miss T, but the saddest part to me was that man's family was there. His little people were there, and Spence. I mean, the way he looked at the end of that girl, it was just so distressing to me. I really do have mixed emotions about that because as much as I dislike Spence as because I thought he was very ugly towards Crawford, but I know he brought a certain thing to the boxing game. And I know, I truly do believe, and like I said, I could be wrong because the Fat Boys never got back together neither. But I truly do believe Spence's career
It's
is a
over.
wrap. I truly do believe that.
But here's the thing, Destiny. I had to learn the hard way. When I was younger, I was very forgiving, let bygones be bygones. And sometimes I'm like that to this day because it's in my nature. But when I sat back and watch for 5 years how they dogged this man, I started this program, my podcast, because of how they dogged him.
Yeah.
And I love boxing. And I get on my family's nerves talking about boxing. So I would have eventually started this podcast to find like minds. But it started because I'm like, damn, I can't y'all act like y'all master over this black man. I couldn't believe it. And I was like, the man couldn't even breathe right before people jumping on him and shit, making up lies and shit. So no, I will not feel sorry for Spence fans. It is no mercy for me.
No,
I
not
don't give
the fans, not his fans. I said Spence.
and for him too, because attitude reflect leadership. That nigga started it.
Yeah,
He
he brought
added
ignorant ass
to
black.
the
He made he brought all the ignorant ass niggas, man. Literally.
I mean,
I can
brought
go
he,
back to that 2018 fucking that interview he did with the blue sweater. No, Bud had never to that day talked bad about this nigga.
Exactly.
And
Who
then the
he
funny
fought?
thing he said in there, I'm sorry for keep jumping in, but I get mad when I think about it. The funny thing
what
he
is he
said in
talking
there
about?
was
What is Buddy talking about? Who's this KN?
I
hold
know
on.
he a
I
fucking
ain't focused on that.
weirdo. Go back
Hold
to
on, y'all come in midstream. The funny
Yeah.
thing he was saying was when he said and when he was saying what's that dude name Regis Progrers, he said it wrong. He got him out and later or something than Bud, and he was going down the list, and then he said, and if we fight, I am the A side. Nigga, you got a belt, Terrence got a belt. How the fuck you the A side? That's when I knew it was a click type situation. It's a popularity contest / beauty contest, and that's all it was. That's why I say in my whole thing today, y'all were emotionally invested in the popularity and the hype and the lies and the propaganda. Y'all were not picking him because of what he could do in the ring, and that's why y'all butthurt and shocked that the nigga won't shit.
Hey, it's so political. Like I don't even like talking like that, but it's so political because it's like you could present them with facts, and then they will just go to the next conspiracy. You know what I mean? Like you could say 2 + 2 is 4. Show them how to work it out, line it out all in front of them, and they'll be like, yeah, 2 + 2 equals 4. Yeah, but you say, well, Crawford said 2 + 2 = 4. It's 5, man. You'll be like, what?
And isn't it ironic that he gave Crawford's resume? You know how they talk about his resume, and gave his people he fought a 0.5, and then his motherfucking ass lose worse than any
Everybody on it.
that what you call him. I always wondered, do he ever run across Bud's opponents and be like, man, I'm sorry, I was just joking or whatever. Nigga, you ain't gonna keep telling me I ain't shit, and I ain't did nothing to you.
See, I feel like Sean Porter, but he's such a high key hater. He's not even like low key because he was trying to tell people like before the fight happened. If I was a betting man, I put it on Spence because he's the pressure. Bruh, pressure fighters always get beat by a great by a great counterpuncher for the most part. Like I said, I say 8 out of 10 times it's usually that way. It's very few far in between when a pressure fighter beats a great counterpuncher, because a great counterpuncher is able to think, and they're able to think way more than a pressure fighter, because a pressure fighter only knows one thing: is to come forward and apply pressure. They're not able to see everything a counterpuncher is able to do because they're coming forward. Counterpunchers are able to step backwards, step side to side, move around. They're able to, make their body almost disappear. If you notice when Bud was at one point, when Spence was trying to tee off, when he was trying to get his thing off, Bud turned to the side, so he made his body extremely skinny, so it'd be very hard for Spence to hit him, and then he Pucked his ass. He countered his ass with a left, and then he did the stanky leg. It was
Mm-hmm.
bananas the way. I mean, that's how you always know Bud has superior defense. He applies it when he feel like he needs to, but he'll let it go. That's how you know what Bud is truly a cat playing with its prey, or orca beating up on great white sharks. Orcas have been killing great white. It's been so bad in the ocean, y'all. And I know this it's gonna sound a little weird, but it's been so bad in the ocean, y'all, especially over there in South Africa. The way orcas have been killing great white sharks that they're thinking about allowing people to kill orca whales. I mean, orcas. They're actually dolphins. Dolphins to stop the murder of sharks. Mammals will beat the fuck out of anything in the water any given Sunday, right? Because orcas are mammals. And they beat the fuck out of great white sharks. And let's be realistic, so do crocodiles. Crocodiles be fucking up great white sharks too. So Bird could be a crocodile or he could be a damn orca. Whatever y'all want to pick, he could be both of them. Or
I
just a
see.
dolphin.
I see you bold and understand it was popping. Go ahead, Easy. What's up?
Yeah. To your point about Sean Porter, like everything on Porter fight, everybody he had on his podcast, if they would say something pro Bud, he would always give you the what devil's advocate. And then, but I noticed the day after, he was like, I was trying to tell y'all the whole time. Terrence
No,
will
he won't.
always.
Did
Exactly.
he?
That's what I'm
No, he.
saying. I swear to
Oh
God,
my
go
God.
watch the Porter Way podcast the day after. Like I was like, I've been watching this league. You was talking crazy. You was
Hold on,
talking like you didn't
Easy.
know Bud like that. Like he,
Straight
like
Easy.
you got
greasy. Straight
Porter.
greasy.
Hey, Easy, you saying that Porter, the day after the fight, try to come back and save faces, talk about, I was trying to
Oh,
tell you. No, you won't, nigga. You was
go
missing
listen. I
y'all.
promise you, go listen to that podcast. I was
Yeah,
like
the
sitting there
fly.
like,
Me too,
just
easy. I
noticing
me too.
crazy. And during the fight, Sean Porter was commenting like every round, like he was on his Twitter. He was like, and then at the end, he was like, I bet y'all wish I was calling this fight. I said, oh, you auditioning for a job. That's what you
Man,
trying to
look,
do.
Sean,
You
Nigga, he
you
trying to
gave one
close
of
in
the
for
rounds to
PPC so
fucking
that baby score.
Spence. It was terrible that he lost. I think he gave round 3 to Spence or some shit like that.
Yeah, somebody, yeah, for real. Dude, somebody gave it. I was like, what?
He was
what you
smoking.
gonna say,
Oh,
E Ray? Hold on, what you
and
gonna say,
currently
E Ray?
Sean Porter is campaigning right now that Errol Spence can beat Bud in the rematch in December. It's a video out right now where he's saying, I swear to God, it's
I
a
saw
video
that
right
too.
now.
I saw
It's
that
on the
too.
top people on YouTube. I said, he's working for PBC because that's the only people that would be interested in trying to get another cash grab because they know what this is.
Sean Porter was getting on my nerves. There are times when he had clarity. I took every word he said, but after a while, I had to stop listening because I was like, he keeps flip flopping. He
Yep.
Double
keeps flip
talking.
Hit
flopping, and I just
Crawford.
can't listen no more.
They said bitch made in him. Him and his daddy is bitch made. They're bitch made. That's why Sean Porter wife ain't she's not one of us. But anyways,
Stop
that's why.
it, girl. You crazy.
That's
Hey,
why I'm
he
telling you,
did
he's bitch
finally
made.
call out his daddy though.
Oh,
He
what?
did finally call out his daddy on that last podcast, and he cleared up the I didn't train hard enough rumors. He actually told the truth finally, but he sat out all this time quiet, not saying nothing when people was discrediting Bud, talking about that he didn't train
That
hard.
he didn't
He
have a
cleared up
confident.
all that stuff on the podcast after the fight. What you waiting for?
But hold
So,
on, but hold on, see, what he said was though he didn't have a confident corner, and Bud did. The thing is, first he said that he knew Bud was playing with him, like he was prey or whatever. Because y'all go back and look at the fight again with Bud and little buddy, Sean the little bitch. Um, he when Bobak said it's time to turn your intensity level up, right? So Bud went out there and pretty much like he that's the round that Sean Porter did not land one punch. It was like 38-0, right? And then after that round, that's when little buddy said, you're down. And Bud was like, how? He was like, oh, okay, that's when he went out there and finished him off. And what Sean Porter was alluding to, at any time, Bud could have stopped him at any time he wanted to. Bud never left out of fuck. He wasn't even in first gear. That nigga was in pretty much like neutral. He never left out of first gear with Sean Porter. He knew Sean Porter was easy work.
So
He
wait a
never
minute,
left out.
I
He
want
never
to
went
find
at your first gear. That thing was
what
in neutral.
what is the Porter Wake podcast? Is what y'all saying that came on Sunday?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it would have been the day after. It would have been, yeah, it would have been Sunday
It
morning.
was Sunday. And he had these ugly ass shoes trying to promote his ugly ass suits with his ugly ass face, with his ugly ass teeth, with his ugly ass classmates. Yeah, everything was ugly. All ugly. But everything
What
was
about
fucked up.
Bernie the
Hey,
Boxer? Did he do a show?
Oh, Bernie's doing a show tonight. I don't know if he on yet, but he said he
yeah,
was doing a show tonight.
And
So I
Terrence,
know I'm
yeah.
ready for Bernie to talk this shit because he deserves it. Because Bernie said this a long time ago. It ain't gonna be close at all.
and Terrence need to stop calling Sean Porter his friend. Because that little bitch is not your friend. He's a high key hater. Not even low key. Not even low key. Because right after the fight when Bud, dog walked your ass, you was like, yeah, that man's the best fighter in boxing or whatever. He could beat anybody. And then after that, he was going on his show saying all these kind of weird things. Him and his damn weird ass daddy.
He not good at picking a story and sticking with it because he did add to confusions to Bud fans and Spence fans. But I want y'all to
Mm-hmm.
take a look at this screen. Go get y'all one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put Ask
Yeah.
Me 51 I mean what is it? Ask Me T51.com. Go get you one. Look, the back. You see the arm. This is my era, goddammit.
And shout
This
out
is
to
my
Black
era.
Fight Fan. Black Fight Fan. His life after the fight was amazing, Miss T. He was
I
he was so real with his. It was so like girl. He was the way he was talking. I almost was in tears. Like damn, Black Fight Fan is that dude. It's
I didn't even
78.
know. I didn't know that. I know the 78
Hey,
came out.
hold on.
I
Was it
was
like
gonna
your
look. It
favorite
came
dog got hit by a truck?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He, I mean, he was so amazing, Misty. You got to go watch his live. And Saturday Sports, but Misty, you and I've always said Saturday Sports. He was always very reasonable, very even killed with his. Although I think
commentary.
I feel like he favored Earl Spence because of their relationship, friendship that they actually have.
Hmm.
Do I really believe 78 Sports really believe that Spence could
I
beat Bud? I
sometimes
highly doubt that. I highly,
some
highly doubt that. I think he said that because that's his friend.
nah,
But
but he was in that group, and I think sometimes when I would hear him speak, like you say, he was reasonable, and sometimes I don't think he ever looked at it like Earl was gonna wash him. I never thought he thought that.
mhm.
But hold on, y'all. You see this T-shirt? That's a TBC
Yeah.
Bud Crawford. We got him in all colors.
Yeah.
That was the black one look like.
Hey, Miss T, I don't know. I got a good idea for you for a shirt. What
What's
Bud
up?
said at that last press conference. It's a weigh-in press conference. When he
What's
said,
up?
Team Crawford, get at. Put that on a
Yeah,
shirt.
get active. Yeah, I'm working on that one.
Yeah,
I
Put
that's
was
that on a
shit
shirt.
too.
trying.
I love
Put that
that
on
good
a
extra
shirt.
thing.
I'm working on
You put that
the
on a shirt, I'm buying 10 of them, Miss T, no cap.
yeah, yeah. Well, shit. It's about to. It'll be there.
I'm gonna have
It'll
the
be
whole
there in a
hood
couple
and
of
Team
days.
Crawford get active.
It'll be there in a couple of days. These are regular shirts, right? I was bouncing around with different prices because I charge based on how much the shirt costs
Yeah.
exactly. But then I found a good shirt that all of us like. All of us wear t-shirts. So now I found a better shirt. But yeah, but he said, cause I get active.
Yeah, slap the table. Yeah, because he was done. I tried to play peacemaker. Y'all still want to act crazy. Your man's getting a whooping for all that whooping you going on there. I just want you to know that.
Y'all fans brought this ass whooping on.
Yeah,
Know that.
know
Know
that.
that.
It was this fast. It was also the fact that I've been seeing like what now some weird energy going on in boxing right now. Like because Bud truly does not have. I don't me personally. This is my personal opinion. I can like again. You know, I've been wrong a lot of times in my life. I was wrong when I married my ex husband. But anywho, um, I, But Bud really has like these weirdos thinking, they're trying to put that little boy Boots in the ring with Bud. Bud is going to stop little man's career.
Yeah.
Like he has done so many other people's boxing career.
Mhm.
Let that child grow up in boxing. Stop trying to make that child be y'all look back. Cause y'all
It's
already know Spence can't do it. So stop
That's
trying to
all
make
it
them
is.
baby be y'all look back. And you know what? Ballsy, this ugly ass, goofy ass, human of a daddy, that human being, that weird ass human that he has for a
Oh my
daddy.
goodness.
No, his son can't beat Boots. I mean, Bud.
Well,
That
well,
woman
Bud
knows his
tweeted.
son can't beat Boots. I
Well,
mean, Boots can't beat Bud.
I saw the tweet back. He said y'all gonna get him killed or something to that effect.
yeah.
Yeah,
He said
I
another
y'all
put
want to
dead
see a body.
body.
hold on.
Y'all want to
I
see a
put
dead
in the
body.
chat askme51.com. Y'all hit that. That's a gadget and
Yeah.
gadget store. I got gadgets in there like a spy camera. I got handheld printers.
Oh,
Handheld printers that you can use with your phone. I got all kinds of shit up in there. But I got t-shirts up in there. A lot of I like making t-shirts.
I
So
have her t-shirt. I brought her t-shirt and they fit good.
we
They fit.
and,
They're fit to size. Literally, whatever size you is, that's how they fit.
and I got
So if you
different
like a
colors
large,
of it.
you can get a large. Huh?
You ain't got yours on, Destiny.
Girl, because I wouldn't even. You told me. I'm gonna let you know when I come in on. Girl, you know my room. My closet looks good and terrible.
He said WJ said Destiny Black. Bud will stop Boots within 6 rounds. Everyone would say Boots was too green.
He is too
Yeah,
green.
exactly.
Thank you, WJ. That's what I'm
He is
saying,
too.
though. But all these weird humans that's on the fake nets. They're all trying to make Boots be their savior. Yo, there is no such thing as a black Jesus, a Korean Jesus, a white Jesus, Taiwanese Jesus that can beat Bud. Bud is just that special.
Not
But
not in
really
this era.
can the talking people, and this is coming from Black Fight Fan and even 7 Sports.
That's my only issue with them. They're overrating Bud. Bud can be beat, man. Not by
You
nobody.
know, anybody can be beat up.
Nobody right now. Nobody right now can beat him. But
Anybody can be beat on any given Sunday, but
but
as
you gotta
far as
understand
skill
why
for
they
skill,
beat.
as far
Why
as
he
they
can
skill
beat?
for
beat, bro. His
skill,
inside
there's
game is not
nobody.
bad, bro.
Okay, hold
They
on, hold
they
on.
over they you know what they do when somebody truly don't like right now they gotta give Bud his props because if they don't they'll lose the following that they got. You know what I'm saying? They got to give him his props. So it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
To give it.
they might take him down the home, but they gonna overrate him and talk
Yeah.
him up so big that hopefully somebody knock him down. So then they can turn around and then watch how I seen you know how people
To,
big you up just so they can knock you down.
to
Yeah.
me,
That's all that
Somebody
is.
said that earlier,
They
though.
over
Somebody said that earlier.
overrated.
Miss Tiva said that they're going to try to do him like they do Spence. I mean, Mayweather. Tune into his fights just to hope to see him lose.
But
And
I
And,
tell
and,
you
and they're
this,
gonna they're gonna mask it
I
like
will
they
say,
actually watch it and
let you
enjoy
go.
it.
Uh,
I tell you this, Bud is a Libra, and I'm here to tell you I got experience in that too. I'm a
Shout out
Libra.
to Lil.
That
shut up,
nigga,
girl.
that nigga moving stealth. You ain't gonna trick him. He been smart the whole time while they called him dumb. He been smart the whole time. I actually heard a person arguing, saying that it's something wrong with the fact that Bud was strategically moving. Like he was trying to use that excuse to explain why Spence lost. Oh, he was strategic the whole time, ever
hey,
since last year, and he fought Avanesian. Avanesian fought Bud better than Spence did.
hey, the moon didn't align correctly. That's why Errol Spence got beat up. You know what I'm saying? If the
Yeah,
moon,
Venus was in retrograde or some goofy shit.
nah,
Yeah,
but no. To me, they're overrating Bud, so they can so they're making Bud seem like he is just unbeatable. So since Spence got beat by him, it's not like has any flaws. But to me, Bud can be beat. His inside game still needs his inside game isn't all that, bro. And even from the mid range, he gets hit with the 2-1. I mean, everyone gets hit with the 2-1, but he gets hit with that very occasionally. He's not very.
see, I don't look at it like that. I think he hit Spence. He was up on Spence. His back was to Spence corner where he go back to sit down,
I
and
agree, but
Spence was on him, and he let him throw. He missed. He was doing his own version of
not
the shoulder roll, and he came back with a short Bruce
counter.
Lee
Yes,
chop to the
that's what he made
jaw.
his body skin. That's what I'm talking about. That's what he made his body skin. He tapped. like this. He made his body skinny, and then he came with that lap. It was fucking banana. It was so beautiful. It was like I felt like I was watching like one of those movies.
You got,
I really
Yeah.
felt it was what he did in that ring
but
was so beautiful. You have to be in awe. But I was also so saddened because I saw the end of another black man's career. And I truly do. And I'm sorry, Missy. I know you don't like me saying that, but that's what I felt. That's what I saw.
Hank Lundy gave him did.
I hate you, Frank.
Real
I hate
shit,
you.
bro. He did.
I hate you.
I think with Bud
I
Fury,
hate
I don't
you.
think any fighter naturally bigger than him is gonna give him Bud problems. Like the smaller, quicker guys are the only guys to me that really ever gave Bud a little problems before he figured them out. Like
All
the
these
Yeah.
big
guys
guys,
are
he
fat.
pretty much handled them.
Yeah, that shit,
I
bro.
said this the era for the short guy. This is the
Because
era for the
Gamboa
short
was a
guy.
smaller guy, Lundy was a
Yeah.
smaller
Yeah, but
guy.
they're better box. I mean, they're good counter punchers.
Yeah, they better
But
boxers.
I'm
Missy,
saying all that goes together. It's not like one thing or the other.
Hmm.
And
What I'm saying.
they threw a similar
Go ahead.
combination. It's the 2-1. Buck gets that. That's why he got hit with that with Gambo when he got caught. And he got hit with that with Hank Lundy. Plus,
He got hit. He got hit 3 times that I counted by Earl. Flush.
yeah,
Good punch.
yeah.
A good punch. Because most of them punches Earl was throwing, they was weak and pity pat
He
like.
he started
But
that overhand left
Earl
a
caught
lot.
How
him.
about them low
Yeah,
blows?
yeah, those two. I
When he
was
got
counting them motherfuckers. I was
Started
counting them.
when he started losing it, at least
Hey, hey, hey.
Harry, that's
because
what
I was
I'm
sitting
talking
there
about.
my
You
first
bro.
know
time
that.
Watch the fight in
Hold
the
on,
first
all of y'all
round.
said something at the
Oh,
same
go ahead.
time.
Let me go. Go ahead.
One at a time. Go ahead, Easy. What you said? You said what?
Oh, I was saying, that whole net punching shit. Like the reason I even was paying attention to that was because of you. And I noticed right around the second, third round when he started looking ugly, he started dick punching.
Hey, D Ray,
He
what
got
you
warned
say?
once,
You
twice.
said too?
Once the worst one, he didn't even get caught, but he
Yeah.
got warned twice.
Yeah, I think Bud had on 2 cups. But what you say, D Ray, and didn't take? D Ray just had to laugh.
Hey, what I wanted to say, yeah, no, check it out. The last 3 that went 12 with Bud was Postal, Ray Beltran, and Ricky Burns. Everybody else, I don't care if you're talking about Gamboa or Green Beans, whoever touched them, they didn't make it to the bell. Carry on,
Huh?
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
Tay,
young.
hold on. Tay,
Pretty
what
young.
was
No
you saying?
judgments
I was
necessary.
saying to a nigga in the chat, like, just because he stopped him didn't mean he didn't have like any issues to have. Like he stopped Kell Brook and he had issues with the jab, and he had issues because he wasn't in southpaw.
He stayed in
Because
Southpaw this whole night.
yeah,
This
because
weekend.
he's a better southpaw than Orthodox fighter.
Yeah,
He's
because
better
he hurt his
defensively
hand.
than Southpaw.
He hurt his hand, and when he was like, I think he said in high school or somebody
Yeah, and
in middle school, he hurt his right hand.
Um,
So he started using his left hand, and he said he made his left hand actually stronger than his right hand. But Bud can get down. He can get fucking his um
or
you know traditional stance. What I'm
he
trying to tell
can,
y'all,
Orthodox.
whatever.
but he's more
Orthodox.
susceptible to things like
No, but he can.
it takes him.
You know what? Can y'all please go watch this video of shout out to Coach Malachi and Tim Bradley. Go watch this video that Coach Malachi had Tim Bradley on, and Tim Bradley is explaining to Coach Malachi how he was able to get Bud to be, to be that to start showing, Bud's talent. He said that he reached out to Lou DiBella. He needed a sparring partner, and he was like, "Okay, I got a guy." And he said it was Terrence Bud Crawford. And then Terrence Bud was like, "Man, I didn't face, a beanpole." He didn't say those words, but that's, he kind of said something similar. Uh, but he said he got in that ring with Bud, and Bud didn't have Bo Mac with him. Bud was his own trainer.
Hold on. That's it. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Go
I
ahead.
gotta get ATL before he jumped out of here. ATL, come on up in here. You owe some money, dog.
Yeah,
It's
come on,
written
Terrence. Talk
down in
to
the books. You
and
gotta
talk
come up
to
in here and holler. You owe some money. Hey,
Hey,
yeah, we serious.
you got to pay what you owe.
You can't make a bet. But go ahead.
King
Okay,
Punch.
so Tim finally said he didn't have a trainer at all. Bud showed up with no trainer. He said
This nigga.
Bud whooped his ass. He's like Bud. He said Bud whooped his ass. So he was like, so it was like, I guess days is what he was saying. He said every time he thought he had Bud figured out, he'll come back and do. Tim Robinson, he'll try to come back and do something different. He said every time he did, Bud would figure his ass out, and then he just completely put mold on him and just whoop his ass all over again. He was like, man, how the fuck you keep doing that? He was like, well, you said.
Al Money, let me get some shout outs. Al Money, welcome to the building. What's Poppy King? King Punch, Drunk.
Is this
welcome
the real?
to the building. And ATL, come up in here. Go
Is
ahead,
this the real Punch Drunk?
I'm
I say, watch out, because if this is a fake Punch Drunk, he may be on some,
Well,
So-
turn your camera on. If you've never been here before, or I'm not gonna let you on the panel, but I dropped.
But I agree with you're saying. He's a very skilled fighter, but in orthodox, he's not as good as getting people's timings as opposed to him being a southpaw.
What happened is though, let's not
I'm not saying he's not great in that stance, but I mean he has more. He's susceptible for more things.
I agree, and that's what me and Steve kept trying to tell everybody.
ATL, no, ATL. Remember the bet where it was more specific about the knockdown. You had betted WJ, and it was about the knockdown. And remember, y'all say if he knocked him down or whatever, and y'all was talking about that. They brought that to my memory tonight. I did see it.
And you did bet take $15. You bet take $15.
ATL, I would not.
No.
Yeah, you do. You bet take $15. Pay said he had $15.
I've been here for the whole fight. Ain't nobody even want to bet.
We
canceled ATL.
We canceled Tay-Back.
Didn't nobody want to bet, Miss T. You remember that?
ATL.
I go back on your show. Nigga, didn't nobody want to bet me, nigga.
ATL, you did.
I don't remember shit.
That's all I can tell you. I ain't got no reason to lie.
I don't remember shit. You remember when we were talking last week, Miss T, before the fight? Ain't nobody want to bet.
Listen, I forgot about it. WJ and somebody else came in and brought it back to my memory.
Who I bet?
You bet WJ, and it was about the knockdown. You bet WJ Lucky, and it was about a knockdown. A specific. Let me find his name in here.
WJ Luckett. WJ well, L in fucking luck.
Man, didn't nobody want to bet me. I don't want to hear that shit. You remember, Miss T? You remember you said call now bet?
Hey,
you said didn't nobody want to bet. I know y'all all excited that y'all man won and shit. Stop the cap, bro.
You did bet that.
I ain't ran from no smoke.
I'm not going.
I ain't ran from none of y'all smoke. But didn't nobody want to bet me? We just talked about this the other day before the fight. You was on Friday. You was on Friday.
Okay.
ATL, you literally bet Tay. And I told you, do not bet that baby. I said, do not bet that baby because it's college.
Definitely, we ain't even see you to the fight.
It was the day before. I didn't say.
Okay, listen,
we didn't even see you to the fight.
Hold on, I'm going to dead this shit right here. ATL, you did bet. I found it in the books. I wouldn't lie to you, and I'm not going to go over above and beyond to try to prove you that did happen.
You know I asked, and didn't nobody want to bet.
I'm just telling you. You did because
the other day when I asked you, did anybody want to bet? What you say?
The level of delusions is at an all-time high.
This happened weeks ago or whatever. But hey, it's on y'all. It's on y'all. They brought it back to my memory, and I said,
what we bet then?
Y'all bet $100. I'm sorry.
Hell no.
You did.
WJ Lucky bet $100.
No.
Yeah, but it was a knockdown.
I ain't even seen no WJ Lucky in damn week.
It was knockdown specific.
Only thing I know is about Tay though. You can take $15. That's all I know.
Hold on. Wilders.
Why you ain't write it down, Miss T?
I don't know. Can anybody else hear me?
If Miss T ain't write it down, that shit cap.
So I see that he not listening.
If Miss T ain't write it down, that shit cap.
He not listening. Let me say it. It's wrote down. ATL. I just told you that. But I'm not gonna fuss with about that. You did.
No, I'm saying if you ain't wrote it down, Miss T, come on, you know how we rock.
I did write it down. I had to go back and find it. I did. I did.
You let that
Why
shit
would
like
I lie to you?
Cause y'all been capping all every single fight.
Okay. Then we don't.
I
I ain't gonna.
actually, so I went on your show the day before the day before the fight,
I'm
right?
moving on. I'm
I
just
I,
went
telling
on your
you.
show the day before the fight, asking who
ATL,
wanted to bet.
ATL. I'm only
You
gonna
said
tell
that
you.
nobody had you had nobody on
You
your
don't
book that
listen.
wanted to bet.
ATL made the bet and he not honoring, and that's what I'm gonna say about it. Because I
Sound
went
like a
back
bunch
and
of
looked at it. You
butt
did.
buddies to me.
Hey, okay, Wilders, you in the building? What's popping?
Yo,
And I
um,
ain't gonna I don't hide from shit.
Dude, you
I
made the
just
bet.
I
I'm
don't
sorry to
hide from
tell
shit.
you. I totally forgot about it. I'll admit that. But you did. But go ahead, Wilders. What you got to say? You want
yeah,
to,
I just wanted to say, Bud won the fight, but what we're not about to do is not act like not being able to spar for 6 weeks out of an 8-week training camp is
Oh,
not
that
going
was
to
my
affect
shit
the
happening.
outcome
My
of the
bad.
fight
What the
Well,
hell are you talking about,
with a
bruh?
rib injury.
hold
With
on.
a rib injury, how would we not think that that's not going to affect the outcome of the fight?
Man, go to hell, bruh. Go to hell.
Hold on, Destiny.
Go to hell.
Let them get it out. Y'all
No,
let
Miss
people.
T, no,
Hold on,
no.
no. Let's not
Okay,
no.
okay,
Y'all
okay.
let people get their shit out.
You
Wilders,
see,
we confused a little bit.
I'm
Who are you
not.
talking about?
he said
I'm
Spence.
talking about Errol Spence not
You
being
said
able
that
to
he didn't
spar
fight. He didn't spar for 6 weeks.
because of the rib injury. That would obviously affect the
Somebody
outcome of
somebody
a
just
fight.
say you
And
ain't got nigga. I got plenty of money,
so
nigga. The
then,
fuck is you talking about?
you got proof of that?
I know when motherfucker came
No,
around when I was here Friday, but nobody had shit to
listen,
say.
I'm gonna have to mute y'all because we gotta be respectful. Dude came
Straight up.
in, he got the
I did
floor.
come in respectful, but I'm just saying,
But
when I
but
asked you the other
ATL,
day, did
when
anybody
have I
have any
ever
bet? You said no, but nobody
ever
want to bet.
lied to
I
you?
ain't even seen no WJ Lucky in
But
weeks
when
on
have
so
I,
like,
Ah,
ATL, when
there.
have I ever lied to you? I'm not gonna keep going back and forth with it. But Wilders, go ahead and explain your case because I was kind of confused. And after he explained himself, then y'all can, talk about it or whatever.
We got
And
that shit from this thing called
and
AM2. Hold on, Miss T,
and now,
let me tell you. Miss T.
no.
Oh
If
my
he
God.
had the flow, go ahead, sir. You
I
gotta
got this
be
from a
fair, y'all.
I got this from a
No,
very reliable source who has inside information with Team
no,
Spence.
no.
This
Uh,
Miss T, he
this
literally
is
got this
April,
fact.
from Miss T. He literally got this from this damn podcast called AM Media, Angry Men's Sports Media, some shit
and
I
to
got this
that
from
effect.
that might be
BFTB,
true, Destiny,
Best
but
Fight the
let him
Best
get it
Boxing.
out.
That's
With
what
Let
it
him,
came
You
from. It's
got that
not
shit
true.
from
but
BFTB?
let
That's some
him,
bullshit.
let him.
BFTB Boxing.
who
Nigga,
making
that's some
excuses?
Yo, y'all need to
bullshit.
relax,
Oh my
man. Chill
God,
out.
it
Chill out.
sound like Tay. It sound like Tay. That would it sound like to me. So
Little
that's why I'm
buddy is
trying to.
delusional. Little buddy is delusional and
It sound
hiding
like
drunk.
Tay came back in on the nut. Tay, are you fucking around?
Errol Spence came into the ring dry as fuck.
That nigga
We
said,
didn't
"Don't
even
let
That
see
me
him
back
sound
warm
in
up.
your
like Tay.
channel."
We didn't see him warm up like we saw Bud warm up. He came in dry. He did not come in sweaty like everybody does. Something was wrong.
Okay, got it. Moving on, Miss T. Moving on. So
Man,
we got, we
BFTB.
got delusionals. We always have to have those delirious people that
I'm
needs
just
to be
speaking
in
the
a
facts.
crazy
I'm
house.
speaking what we saw, what we all saw. We
Right.
all saw him
We
come in
got it.
dry.
We saw a nigga that was scared to get that ass whooped. That's what we saw. But you got it. You
He
got it,
made the
baby.
fight happen. This fight would not have happened without Errol Spence Jr.
No,
Without
No,
Big
it
Face.
wasn't.
This fight would not have
Bud
happened.
wasn't even in the fight then. So the fight wouldn't happen without Spence because Bud, who the fuck? I guess,
Bud did not
Spence
want
is
no
fighting the
smoke.
ghost. Y'all,
Man,
Miss
He's
T,
out
Spence is
here
fighting the
going
ghost.
to
That,
BLK Prime
ladies
fighting
and
He's
gentlemen,
fighting the
that's
ghost.
Anesthesia.
ladies and
Anesthesia. Who
gentlemen,
is that guy? To this day,
that's
I
another
forgot that guy.
excuse. This fight wouldn't have happened without Bud. None of that got the
Miss
price to
T.
tea. That
He
has nothing to do with the price tea in China.
Miss
He
T.
got his ass whooped. Go ahead, Tate. What you want to
He
say?
got
He took her
from
dirt nap.
fucking BFTB, one of the most famous aerosexuals today. I don't give a fuck what that
Hey man, watch your mouth,
Nah,
bro.
you ain't gotta disrespect BF like that, man.
nigga.
He be
Bro,
speaking
he is the
facts.
most
He be bothering
disrespectful
people.
man of Terrence Crawford I've
I'm just
ever
saying
Why
seen.
are
that's
you
some
even
personal
siding
shit
Fuck
with
you
with
him?
him
got
heavy,
going on.
man.
The
That's my
guy's
I
people.
just could not
unknown
stand
disrespectful.
being that disrespectful to Terrence Crawford, bro. I don't care what.
Yo,
If this was such an issue, why didn't he bring it up before? But and now that Aerosmith
Because
lost,
he
you
now
ain't
he's
trying
guys
to make
wouldn't
no
hear about
excuses.
it if Earl won.
He
You wouldn't hear none of this if Earl won. So keep your excuses to yourself. We don't care. You got his ass whooped. Simple.
Errol was leading to this. Errol posted his story. This is obviously what he was talking about.
Man,
Okay,
Earl lost.
okay,
Earl
Fair,
okay,
said he
fair,
wouldn't
bro.
make any excuses. So why is
Ain't
he
no
okay.
making
excuses. Earl
excuses
lost,
for
and
him?
I'm an Earl Spence fan
He himself
Man,
posted on his
till I
story,
die.
Fucking win.
alluding
I
to
hope he
this.
He
beats this nigga's ass
himself said
again. I hope they
he
fight
wasn't
again.
gonna make any excuses. He said on his IG post, if I was gonna make any excuses, I wouldn't give it to you anyways.
Why would he
So
say
why are
that
you
if he
guys
already
making
said it at the
excuses
press
for him?
conference? Why would he say that again if he already said it at the press conference? Why would he say it again?
Say what?
Miss T, can
Why
I
would
say
he?
something real
Why
fast
would he
though?
say
Miss
I'm
T,
not
can
making
I say
excuses
something
if he
real
already
fast?
said that before?
Miss T, can I say something real fast, right?
Go ahead.
Did the doctors clear Earl to fight Manny Pacquiao when they found out about his eye?
Oh, I don't know.
No, they didn't clear him, right? That's why he couldn't fight Manny Pacquiao. That's why Ugas had to fight Manny Pacquiao.
Correct.
So why are we fuck? But they allowed Spitz to fight when he was not able to train for so-called 6 weeks and he had, broken ribs or bruised ribs or whatever you want to talk about. You
Because
know
it was
what?
kept under wraps. Because he's a big fish. He
Hold
was
up.
trying to make the fight happen.
Yo, hold on. Bob was shot in the back of his head, right? He was shot and drove himself to the hospital. You have never once heard any Bud the Buddies say, "Oh yeah, the reason why Buddy looked that great against Sean Porter was because that he got shot in his head." None of us gave a fuck about that because that man knew what the fuck happened to him, but he still chose to get his black ass in that goddamn ring.
Hey,
The same way he spits chose to get his black ass in the goddamn ring.
at the
Whether
end of the
he
day,
really was a thing with some broken ribs or whatever y'all want to make, he still
look,
chose to get his black ass in that ring and he got that ass packed. End of
Y'all
check
story.
this
just
out,
need to
Go
man.
eat
to
your
hell.
crow.
Whoop
Just
that
eat your
nigga
crow.
again.
Hold
Listen,
your
check this
L
out,
and,
right?
and move on to the next. Hold your
Nah,
If
damn
that
L.
fucking
if
rematch.
Spence ain't
I'll
gonna
Hold
whoop
your
do
his
it,
ass
L.
worse,
how
bud.
the hell is
Hold
everybody
your
else trying to
L.
make
You guys
excuses
got
for him?
whooped. Your
Spence,
Spence
guy
I'll
ain't
got
making
whoop
no
it again
whooped.
excuses
now.
himself.
So what
Your
you
Why
guy
talking
everybody
about?
got
else trying to make
whooped.
excuses
You're
for
really
Spence,
gonna
bro?
sit here and tell me that
Your
was the
guy
same
got
stance that you
whooped.
saw
Yes,
after
Your
you
Anybody
lost to
think
L.
Danny
yes.
Garcia?
Spence
That was
make
the
any
same
Your
stance
guy
that you
excuses?
got
saw.
whooped.
You
5 years
genuinely
of
believe
ducking
that.
and he got whooped bad.
Did
You
He
y'all
got
believe
did
that.
whooped
anybody see
bad.
Spence make
He
any
got whooped
excuses?
bad.
These
You
are the
guys can't say
narratives that I'm
nothing
hearing
about it. He
going
Yep.
got
forth.
whooped
Listen,
bad.
y'all
All
All
shouldn't
that
jokes
listen to
Spence,
that
Jesus
shit. I
route
know
can I
you.
shit,
ask you a
he
question,
looked
Destiny?
fucking terrible. He went life and never fucking Sean Porter ass. What the
Destiny,
fuck are we talking about? Was it for a knockdown?
y'all
He
guy
looked on
got
every.
whooped. He's basic.
Destiny.
He lacks boxing ability.
Did that
He
nigga
can't
make an
move
excuse for himself?
properly. He's stuck in the mud. He can barely move his head.
He can't move his head. He don't move his head. That nigga basic.
5 years.
Damn.
You guys got whooped. He was
Bro,
gonna
Y'all,
say I was gonna make
Boxing.
it mentally,
y'all
bro,
spiritually,
niggas
and
ain't no real
emotionally.
boxers.
Yes, it took
bro.
Terrence Crawford 5 years to finally sign that contract. Yes, I know this.
Oh,
It took him
Terrence
Bro, I
5
Crawford
thought
years
took
to
Errol
five
finally
was
Yes,
years
sign
to
saving
that
it for
now
sign
contract.
that.
last. I thought he was
contract
saving
shit.
it for
I know
last.
this. I know
I thought
this,
he
bro.
was saving it for
Shit.
last.
I know
Now
this.
back
I know
to the
this.
contract. You know what? You sound like this promotional ass little mini Pacquiao human.
Oh
This is
God.
that's
It's
what you
Team
sound like.
PBC,
This is
TOI.
just
Yeah.
I thought he
Mayweather versus
was for last.
Manny Pacquiao all over again because y'all are very emotional. Y'all are very emotional.
It
But you
was
know
the
what?
last time,
Had Bud
but you know
lost, to be honest, had Bud would have lost, I was very much gonna be emotional. But the one thing for certain, two things for sure, I'd have been like, "Hey, Bud took that L. I mean, Bud, he got that ass tapped." And
thank you.
sometimes, at some point, you just gotta be honest and just realize that you're wrong.
Can I ask a question here for everyone? Was he or was he not lunging in the first 2 rounds versus Ugas? Wasn't he doing the same exact shit?
Hey man,
Exactly the same thing.
Always
Wasn't he
does
Not
doing
with
the
the
this. He
same?
same
doesn't look
speed,
any of
not
good.
with
y'all
the
Wasn't
ever
he
same
listen?
doing
He
that
timing,
always
shit?
not
does
with the
this.
same power, not with the same
Did y'all hear
any of
He
that.
was
That was
Spence
not
make
lunging.
there in
He
any
this
was
fight.
lunging
That was
excuses?
worse
not
in
there
that
in this
fight,
fight.
bro. What are you looking at that shit
That was
again,
not there
bro?
in this. That
But
was
Did
but
not
y'all
there.
hear Spence make any
ATL,
excuses?
Spence ain't really making none.
His fans
So
That's
this
what
are.
I'm saying.
guy's
A
this
certified
Did
guy
Spence
doctor
make any?
this guy is
himself
saying
said
that. But if he was, sir, let me ask you this. So if he was running from him for 5 years, he was running from whipping his ass that bad?
he wanted a 50-50 fight against someone who the pay-per-view buys speak for itself. How are you gonna get 50-50 fight versus someone who puts more butts in the seat for you? He was
They
he was
do it
asking
all
for
the
Saying
time.
delusional.
Pacquiao was
He,
gonna get a
They
50
do it
fight.
all the time. It's called a contract.
That's
Pacquiao
Whatever
deserved.
Spence,
Pacquiao would have deserved that.
whatever. See, it doesn't
Pacquiao didn't
matter
feel
what.
nowhere near as Floyd.
Hold
So
on,
I don't
listen,
like.
y'all. It doesn't matter what we think they deserve. What did they contract themselves for? That's
Yeah, no.
all that
Spence
matters.
gave up
Cause
everything to
you,
make this fight happen.
well,
He was
that's
tired.
Spence's own fucking fault. Wouldn't you agree?
Nobody forced that man to get in that damn ring. He got his own. He took his own ass and
For
took
his
his own
high
ass to the goddamn
payday.
ring.
For the fans, he did this. Yes, I know
We
this.
don't care
That
what he
man
did it
don't make
for.
no excuses.
That
Nobody
doesn't matter.
cares what he did it for. Did
He
he
got
do it?
ass beat that bad for the fans.
Get
I
in the
want to watch
ring.
that shit.
He
I want to watch the
congratulated
fight.
Bud,
I did not
and
Hey,
he
see
said
hey,
he was a better
AT,
man.
that nigga get his ass.
ATL, did you get the text that I sent you?
Uh-uh.
Check
I'm
your,
finna,
check
I'm
your,
finna check
He
it.
did that
check
shit
your.
for the fans and tell them don't do ever shit like that again. I did not pay $85 to see a nigga get his ass beat from round 1 to round fucking 8.
Hey man, it is what it is,
That's
man. You
that's
win some, you
I
lose
had to
some.
apologize to my dad because he thought we could pay. He said, Stephen, we paid
For
$85.
what?
I was like, yes, we did, Dad, and I'm sorry for that. I thought we were supposed to fight. That's some bullshit, man.
Brandon Sanders, welcome to the building. What's popping?
I don't know what
Do
you're talking
ever
about, bro.
shit like that again, bro.
I don't
For
know
the
what you're talking
fans, ass beat from fucking pillar to post. Ain't nobody. Most fans do not want to see that shit, bro. When the
I
shit
mean, it was so bad. It was really like watching fucking
ATL,
grown
you can text
person
me
fight a
privately.
baby. It was
You
so bad.
heard me?
Miss T, it looked like me. I mean, it looked like anybody fighting a 2-year-old. That's how bad that ass whooping was. It
You know
really looked
what?
like somebody was fighting a toddler.
You know what's crazy? When I was watching that fight, I started to feel bad for Spence, but now I'm hearing these aerosexuals
Me
go at it
too,
again.
bro.
I don't feel no ways. I feel zero ways. He deserves every second of that whooping, especially for all the stupid ass fans that we've been talking to all these years, man. You always
We
coming
got
up
a
with
sycophant
some
on here talking ridiculous. We have a
like,
sycophant
bro, get
here
out of here,
I'm not
man.
talking to
talking
his
ridiculous. I'm
delirium.
talking boxing.
And
I'm
his
talking facts.
delirium,
I'm talking about things that we see.
sycophants are very delirious.
I hope
He's
this shit
in a
happens.
state of
I
Come
agree
delirium,
with
on,
a
Miss T,
man.
but
constant state of delirium.
Have you ever
I'm
It's
seen
about to watch it
ridiculous.
for the
bro?
sixth
Have you
time
ever seen a
again
fighter
right
come
now
out
just because
completely
you
dry to a
he's
fight?
stupid, man.
But
Bro,
hear me,
bro.
that
bro.
You know, there's clinics for crack, right? You know, you can go to clinics for crack. They can definitely help you with your crack addiction. Because right now you sound like a crackhead. Get the fuck
All
out
I'm
of here with
smoking is
the
butt.
banana shit.
All I'm smoking is butt to this day.
Seriously.
I
Get
hope,
the fuck out of here. This is
I,
complete bananas.
man, I
Listen,
want
Yeah,
to
I
see.
ain't trying to disrespect y'all. I'm just speaking my,
no,
this is my
We
no,
opinion.
don't
I'm not trying to
care.
no,
disrespect you. I
no,
got
If you're
nothing
no,
not
against
doing
sir.
you.
You're
Buddy's props, we don't
delusional.
want to hear it.
You're delirious. You're
Yeah.
in a state of
I
delirium.
just have to
Very
come
much
and
in a state of
teach the sport
delirium.
of
If you're
boxing
not
over here.
giving
I just
Buddy's
have to
props, we
come
really
and
don't want to hear no excuses, bro.
That shit from BFTB. Like
yeah,
Yeah,
I
King
that's not a
BF
credible
salute,
source.
salute.
BFTV's
yeah.
been hating on their entire team for years now. We
Thank
don't care about that, man.
you. Do not care, bro.
Oh,
We really don't.
BFBT is my baby.
On
BFBT is my
live,
baby. But BFBT was making videos all up until the fight. Reason 4 why he had Spence beating Bud.
yeah.
Reason 27. He had all these different reasons why he was beating Bud. I mean, this was going to be fun. And I know BFBT is very close to Spence because that's truly like his friend. So in this case, I get it. Bruh, who are you? Are you? Why are you even?
How is it
Why
possible that
are
you
you
say
even being
it's okay for
delusional?
BFTV to say these things,
You
but
know
I'm
what?
just saying exactly what he
I
said?
have
Little
a question.
pinks.
How does he get a
Little
pass?
things
I'm
like
just
come out
accepting
from
what
he
he
gonna
said.
lose to 147 this team. Lil Ting Ting say he's gonna lose to 147 and knock out Bud.
Miss
All
T,
Ting Ting better knock out his fucking time in jail and the lady he's been beaten up on. That's all Lil Ting Ting be worried about. Beating up on
Miss
ladies
T,
and get time in jail.
Yeah.
Miss T, has he
He
ever really
done
been?
That's
that.
fake news, man.
Miss
That's
T,
fake
has
news.
Earl
That's
Someone
ever
not
made
No,
fake.
really
that.
it ain't
been?
Go
fake
Someone
check
made
news.
his
that
It's
shit.
real
picture.
news.
Someone made
Go
that
check
You
his
look
picture.
like
shit.
the regular Earl.
Someone made that
Ask
picture.
why he got dishonorably discharged. Ask about that. Did you look up?
I'm
This
not.
fake
I'm not
news,
going to
brother.
explain
This
none of
is
that.
my
No,
brother. This is
Tay,
fake
Tay,
news,
Tay, Tay. I'm not going to go there with that one. You
brother. This is
know,
fake news.
there's a lot of weird things that go on with. I'm not going to go there with that one. I'm just saying, but BFBT really does have a real relationship with Spence, and I think he really is like legitimately like I think he is hurt, and honestly, I can kind of understand. Had that been Bud? No, listen, had that been Bud to have the same thing happen to him? Yo, I would be literally sick, like I was when the first time I was, my very favorite fighter ever was Mike Tyson, and when he lost to fucking James Douglas, I was only like 8 or 9, 10 maybe. I was so hurt. I'm talking about ugly crying. When Roy Jones lost to Antonio Tarver, I was a grown ass woman then, and I was ugly crying. I mean, so I understand that emotional attachment. You really have like a fighter that you really, really love. Because Bud, I really do love him and I am a fangirl. I can really admit that I'm a fangirl, and that's okay. But in the same process, I never made an excuse for Roy Jones getting that ass beat. I never made an excuse for Tyson getting his ass beat. Tyson did everything wrong and nothing right for that fight, and that's his own personal
That's the
business.
problem, Queen. They can't process it. They're still processing
I
it.
had
The
the same
fact that they
stuff
got
with
their
Devon with
their
Wilder.
favorite fighter got whooped. That's it. They
I
can't
was
I had
process
the
it.
same
They
Wilder
thing
in
for
can't
the
the
hold the
Fierce King
L.
Ryan Garcia when he lost to
They don't
Devontae
like the
Davis.
taste of the spent salmon. I have some
nigga.
spent
What?
salmon
Nigga,
leftovers. If you
Ryan
guys want some
sucks.
spent salmon. You know what's
Don't talk
so
about
crazy?
Fierce King like that,
You know
man.
what's so
That's
crazy
for
about the big
don't
fish?
talk about
He
it.
was able to feed the entire boxing community. And I still have some leftover salmon if you all want any. Still on sale. $5.99 a piece. Nice sauteed. We have some jerk salmon. We have some sweet and sour salmon. Whatever you want. Whatever you want. Especially I have a big piece for you, whatever your name is, Wilder something something. I have a
Spence
really big
Wilder's
piece
literally
for
heavy
you.
costume,
said
bro. I'm not worried
What's
about
your
him.
name?
I'm just
Wilder's
speaking.
heavy what?
Wilder's
Whatever
heavy
his
costume.
name is, I don't know what his name is.
So
No,
But
no,
he
say it
got.
again.
it's
Fuck.
so weird
I
that
want
he
to hear.
has Wilder of all people as his as his
Don't talk
profile
about
picture.
Bomb Squad like that. Don't talk about Bomb Squad like that.
he's
After
gonna
He,
say that
we can
he's
get on
gonna
Bomb
Trolling.
this
Squad
jumping
again.
in his
He's
face.
one of my favorites as well.
This
But
oh,
jumping in his face.
I
This
see. I
gentleman's
see. I see.
he's like a troll. He's trolling right
Yes,
now.
I'm
He's
not trolling.
literally
exactly.
trolling.
I love the sport,
He's
bro. I'm
literally
not
trolling.
trolling. I'm not trolling. I'm just
Undisputedly
trying to.
trolling.
Like, he's probably
I'm
giggling, bro.
enthusiastic about
Get
this.
the hell out of here with the foolery and buffoonery.
Wait,
Like,
what's
what's he
his name?
trolling?
I
What is
ain't
his name?
even
Like,
trying to disrespect though.
no
I'm
No,
just.
hold Miss Destiny. I want to hear his name. What's your name again? It's Wante what?
troll.
Wilder's heavy costume. The 40-pound costume that he had to carry when he fought Tyson Fury.
Is it that hard for you to understand
Yeah, he's a troll.
that Spence looks like Will Smith from Hitch? He looks like
You mean? Wait, did
looks
you say
like
the hedge fund? Did you say the hedge fund?
Hitch.
Where's that at? Actually, by the way, Crawford's
What?
hedge fund.
You know what else he looks like? Remember when Martin Lawrence got his butt whooped
Yeah,
by
by
Tommy
Tommy
Hearns?
Hearns. He looked exactly like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that was my thumbnail.
Yeah, that was
Mm-hmm.
the thumbnail. He looked bad.
You know what's so crazy though? Every retired Hall of Famer in boxing picked Bud to tap that ass. Everybody who understands boxing picked Bud to tap that ass. Even old media, as they say, picked Bud to tap that ass. It was
Everybody
only
that knew
the
what boxing was, anyone that understood boxing, picked him to tap that ass.
I
Yeah,
mean,
Nobody thought that Crawford was gonna win this way. Don't people thought he was gonna win, but nobody thought he was gonna win this way.
I
And now
had
people
it.
are
Dude,
saying
dude,
But
you're
stop.
that they always
delusional.
knew that this was
I
gonna
had
happen. That
You
is
gotta
not
put
true.
the oil down. You gotta put the
I
oil
had
down.
stopping him
Because
in 9 to
everybody
11, brother.
everybody over here thought he was gonna win. But you gotta
Yeah,
put the
y'all thought
oil
he was
down,
gonna win,
brother.
I picked
and
a
I had a
round. I said
stop
9 through
too.
11.
I
Unfortunately,
had a
didn't
9
have
to
that
11
bet.
too.
Didn't
Oh
have that bet.
damn, boxing nerd, did you bet?
I
Nah,
bet for the wrong round. I said you know E3.
Yeah.
what round did you bet?
I bet I told him I was saying 9 through 11, but the betting odds it
It's
had
only
10
2
through
rounds.
12 and 7 through 9. So what I should have
man,
done is put rounds on both of them.
man. As the fight kept progressing, the damn odds started getting they started getting more bananas as the fight kept progressing. Oh my god! You know what? I thought about betting too, but damn, as the fight kept progressing, them odds became like ridiculous.
I don't
I
bet.
forgot to place like all my first month, all my money that I have, when I get paid or whatever. At one time to win like maybe $100. Them odds was getting terrible, like $6,000. To win $100. It was getting ridiculous because Bud was picking on parts. I'm exaggerating, y'all, but I'm just saying the odds was getting literally ridiculous,
Yeah,
like
it's gonna be
Miss
literally
T,
ridiculous.
Miss
after the
T.
second round. They got
What's your
really
name,
bad.
Queen? What's your name, Queen? I'm not too sure what your name is.
There
I'm
you go.
guessing.
Y'all looking
Destiny,
at
Miss
the
Destiny.
screen.
What's up with that picture,
Oh
man?
God.
See, y'all are just hating. That's not cool, bro. What is the reason
Yeah,
to
bro.
have?
He gotta be really
It's
bad.
called
That's
the
not.
truth.
Yeah,
It's
that is
called
the truth.
Miss
And
P,
y'all saying that
don't do that, Miss
style.
P. Don't do that. Don't do that. Y'all,
Yo,
we
Yo,
hold him
can't.
up there. Let him eat.
No,
Let
no,
him
we can't.
realize
Hey,
what
That's
he
fucked
ATL,
up,
just
what
Miss
you
you
got
ain't
P.
to
gonna do
say?
that like that.
That's
hold him
fucked
up
up.
You don't
there.
need me to pull up a
Don't
picture
Hey,
of my
don't
ATL,
big
you
ass
know
body
I
for you
got to
to
put
say
it up
that.
there. You know I
Y'all,
got
hold
to
we
him.
put it up
Let
can't.
him let him look at it
Need me
for
to
another
pull that up
5
real quick,
minutes.
bro.
Yeah, he need
Y'all
to
can have it real
embrace
Oh,
fast.
it.
man, this is hurtful, y'all.
This is
Look,
bad,
Yo,
man.
Wildest,
Oh my god.
slow
Wildest,
cook his
become
brain,
one
yo.
with
What
it.
the
Embrace it. Become one with it.
love it.
That's yeah, love it.
God.
You know what? Spence was so humble in his defeat, though. And the fact that he had his little people there, his little people there to see their dad get demolished like that, yo, that has to be that would
Demolished is a
really
strong word. It was
That
not
should
that
be the
would
nice.
really play
yes.
on my psyche. That would really play on my psyche. If I was to ever, thankfully I don't have to box. But if I ever had to, on the national stage like that, when I got beat like that, and
They,
my little people were here to see that shit,
It, it's
that
it's
would
the
literally
it's
play
the
on my
it's the
psyche.
they probably
it's
need
You know
the
what's
therapy.
it's the
unfortunate?
career they
Therapy.
We
choose.
don't even hate. We love Spence. It's just his
Yeah, man.
fans.
See
We
that?
He's
can't stand them.
fanboys.
You
That's the
see
whole
them?
problem.
You see that
Really,
one?
guys. Really.
You
Yep,
see
we
that? Yeah.
carried him to the
Yeah, we
shore and
came
made
out the
shark
water.
soup.
We carried him so we did in the fight, man.
But
We
Got
carried him to
knocked
the
out.
shore.
never,
We made shark soup. We made shark
Bro,
soup.
Hey,
Bud
hey,
took the round off and still won it, bro. He couldn't even win
Yep.
box.
Bud literally
Yeah, it
never
was a
left
close
out
fight.
of
Yeah.
second gear. Bud never
you
even
see
left
that?
out of second gear.
You see that? That's discontinued. But I'll
Yeah.
leave
Oh,
it up to
shame.
you,
Yeah,
Wildest.
that never will happen. So
Yeah, it's
One of the
undisputed.
absolute
It's the
worst
number one
undisputed
ass
runs
whooping.
of
That's what it
the
is, bro.
history of boxing.
Undisputed
And
number
look,
one ass whooping. That's what the fuck
go
it was,
go
man.
get y'all shirts right.
Man, that was so lopsided and so one-sided. I wouldn't even say it was a great boxing match because it
What?
wasn't even a boxing match.
It
It was
wasn't
just an
that
ass
lopsided.
whooping.
It
It
was. It
was
That's
was.
literally not a
CPS.
boxing match. It was just an ass whooping.
It was CPS, man. We need to
straight
call
up.
Child Protective Services, man. Oh my god, bro. Animal cruelty.
Wildest, all I want to say to you, no matter what happened leading up to the fight or whatever, I
Your
was even
boy
showing
lost.
concern. Yeah, I was showing concern like 2 weeks ago when I said he was drained. You remember AT? I was in here saying that, and everybody
Mhm.
said, no, he's straight. He's straight. I said, okay, he's straight. It will not take away from the ass whooping. If they rematch, the same thing gonna happen. You guys got to look at Earl realistically.
Oh
He
god.
he he don't have enough skills
He
to
doesn't.
beat
He
The
I
never
pay
won't say
did.
he's
bills.
got the
He
They
never
skills,
ain't got
but
did.
the
he
skills
got.
to pay
He
no
never
bills.
will. He
It's
never did, and
all
he never will.
jab, cross, triple
Jab
jab,
3-4,
cross.
jab 3-4,
I
At
know.
jab cross,
Literally,
154, it
jab
would
it
work.
3-4.
literally
At
is.
154, that would be
Literally,
To
effective
get
it's
against Bud.
Buzz
literally is.
attention,
It's
to
so
get Buzz attention, you have to have an overhand right. But that's the only punch that Bud is truly susceptible to is that overhand right.
civil.
That is Bud's so-called Achilles heel, if you want to say if he has an Achilles heel. But
And it has to be
when I was trying
fast
to say,
too. It
when I
can't
was
be
trying to tell
slow.
you earlier that at this point though, in boxing, what we got going on with boxing right now, I don't see anybody beating Bud within his, weight group. That's what I was trying to tell you earlier, Kay. I can't find anybody that's good enough, I think personally. That's my
I
personal
I
opinion.
agree. No one beats him.
Jerron
No.
Boots Ennis? Jerron Boots
That
Ennis?
could no,
Jerome
no,
Dennis
Javon,
is top.
You
that's
want
Boots
a
has
little
a
that?
better
baby.
chance than
Y'all
Earl
let the
does.
little
That's for
baby
sure.
grow. Let that little baby grow.
I have
He
one question
daddy
for
knew
all the
better.
saying Boots. What fight prepares Boots for a nigga like
He was
Jerome?
going in slow motion. He was in
Against
slow
Okay,
Villa?
motion.
yeah, you know
Then
what?
why
What
the fuck
opponent
Oh,
prepares
Earl
him for
Spence
That was
that?
not the
couldn't do
cleanest thing
nothing?
you've seen in the sport of
If
boxing.
he
I was
He
was
went in
going
slow
slow
motion.
it
motion,
was against Villa, bro.
then
Relax.
Villa.
why didn't
Villa
Earl
beats
do
Speedy
something?
Rashid. Villa has the same style that Errol Spence has.
Rashidi was
Yeah,
out
and
for like a
Errol
Thank you.
got
year, and he
knocked the
had a
fuck
round.
out.
Well,
He was
listen. Earl Spence said that he rated his opponents at point 0.5. I'm asking you, where in the point 0.5 spectrum do Earl fall in?
Zero
it's
point.
point two. It's point two. You know why? Because he did worse than all those point fives. He's point
Yeah,
two.
terrible.
Well,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
2.2. That nigga's like
Point one, nigga.
negative.
Point
He's
zero
in
Yeah,
the
zero
because
zero
all those
negatives.
point
zero
fives
zero zero
gave him a
zero
tougher
zero
fight.
one.
So
He's
he's
in the
point two.
negatives. He's in the negatives. It's not even a
Yeah,
point
he's in the
two.
negatives.
So hold on. Let me let my boy Bold and Understanding in the building. What's popping, Bold? You got the flow.
Hey, what's going on, Queen T?
I was
What's
about to say,
going on?
Bold sleeping already.
What you got, Bold?
I mean, I think Errol Spence is a fortune teller, man. He predicted the future, man. He said it's gonna be a one-sided ass whooping.
Indeed.
Say that again.
And he also said Top Rank got the best matchmaking. So that just goes to show that
Indeed.
That
He's lucky
matchmaking
he
Top
wasn't in the
Rank
match
has
again.
basically is better than the matchmaking that the PBC got.
Yeah.
He
You did.
also said he'll
Not
break
even
him.
close to being true.
He projected, in other words, Bo. That what you saying?
Oh yeah, that 100%.
Yeah.
He projected everything.
I mean, God, bro. It's just, man. Ain't nobody being it. He nigga
don't
struggle
know.
with Karen Kukachan.
I don't know what you say to you, Wilders. I mean, you gotta accept what you see.
I can't,
I
bro.
know
You know
you're
what's
a
crazy,
fan.
guys?
I have to fight again.
I said from time ago. I said maybe like 2-3 months ago. I was looking at all of Terrence fights and all of Spence's fights, and I said, Mean Machine hits harder than Earl. And they called me a casual. They said stop watching
You
boxing.
did not say that, bro. You did not say that seriously with a straight face. That
Bro,
you thought Mean Machine.
Errol Spence takes 300 times to punch a nigga, and they don't go down. I mean, he may be onto something, bro.
Bruh, he hits harder than Earl, bro.
Bro. It takes.
He did say that. I'm here to tell you.
It took 300. He punched Ugas 300 times and didn't knock Ugas down once.
He took his eyeball out. How is that?
I don't
not how
care.
He
He
broke
couldn't
his
knock
eyeball.
So what did Terrence collect this weekend? Was it the brain,
Both
the eye,
his eyes
the
and his
lip?
nose,
Yeah,
and
both
he knocked out his
Errol
teeth.
went out on his shield. He was standing. He did not take out his
I
eyeball.
ain't asked you that.
Ugas went
I
on his
see that.
shield too, didn't he?
But what
Hey,
did
Ugas didn't get
Terrence
dropped once.
collect?
Thank you. Not once.
What did Terrence collect? I'm
I'd
asking you,
rather
Earl
get dropped
fans.
than get my eyeball taken out.
Well,
Personally,
hey,
Hey,
got both
I
eyeballs
mean,
taken out.
hey, Miss
Got
T.
his
So
face
Miss
replaced.
T, am
What's
I
up?
wilding for saying Mean Machine hits harder than Earl?
No, I don't think you wild. I don't
There's
think
no
you can
way.
read.
Spence don't
That's
What's
not
up, Bo?
possible. You
What's
didn't
up,
think
Bo?
that.
bro.
Hey,
Miss
What's up,
T.
Bo? Hold on.
I'm sorry.
Bo, what you say?
I just want to say, I went to a fish fry. I got invited to a fish fry
Ooh,
this past
Dang.
weekend, and you know what I brought with me?
some
What?
hot sauce.
I brought some avocado and green beans.
Don't forget the hot sauce.
And the strawberries. You bring the strawberries?
Yeah,
Miss
did you?
T.
Yeah.
What's
See,
up,
there was a video that Clarissa Shield did back like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. It was probably 3 years ago. And she was talking about she sparred Earl Spence. And she said that this is from her mouth herself. And Shakur was near her, and I think Earl's sister was near her. And she said, "Yeah, I sparred Earl Spence, and he ain't go easy on me." She was like, "Yeah, he do have power." She's like, "He hits hard, but he ain't dropped me."
Hey, can I go into detail about that
That
sparring?
hold up. That was a lady that said, "Yeah, he does hit hard. You know what? I felt his power, but he didn't drop me." That's a woman.
You really believe Errol Spence didn't pull his
Nah,
punches against
can I go into
Clarissa
And
detail
Shield?
about
I
that
don't
story?
know. She said this is what she said. Earl Spence was right there next to her, and so was Shakur Stevenson. And she said, but he didn't drop me. So
Can I go into
I
detail
believe
about
that
that
you
story?
heard that she said
Can I
that,
go into
but she be
Can
talking
I go
crazy.
into
So
detail? Yo, hold on, Wilders. Can I go into detail?
Sure.
Because I heard the story on YouTube like a couple of days ago. So what happened was the first few rounds, he was really reluctant to sparring her in general. And I don't know, I'm really annoyed at Clarissa she was calling out Keith Thurman because she needs to sit her butt down for real. I understand you're the greatest of all time when it comes to women, but you cannot handle no Keith Thurman. They called him Samson in amateurs. You know who Samson was in the Bible, the strongest man to ever exist.
Samson and
Please do
Delilah.
not go in the ring with Keith Thurman. Now, to the story. The first two,
that has nothing to do with nothing. That's like some Bible story.
But hold
That
on.
really has nothing to do with nothing.
but we know who said. When you say Samson, what do you think of? The strongest man to ever exist? Yes.
Mhm,
Okay. They were
mhm,
calling it that man that
mhm.
in the history.
No,
Y'all
that's the weakest man.
let him finish the story. Y'all go ahead.
But what happened was he was very reluctant to get into the ring with her in the first place. Like really reluctant. He did not want to hurt her because he actually liked her, right? But she convinced him and this, that, back and forth, and then he eventually went into the ring with her. All right.
Mm-hmm.
First 2 rounds, she was on her back foot. She was boxing beautifully, not getting hit. moving around, and he was trying to box with her, and he wasn't really having any success.
Right.
This happened for maybe 3, 4, 5 rounds, right? And then his trainer said, "All right, it's time for you to turn it up." Once he turned it up, she almost got stopped. Like he started
No,
pressing her. That's what
no,
happened.
Probably.
That's literally what happened. She almost got
Well,
stopped.
I
no,
would say this. I heard that same story,
no.
and I heard the
But
same story.
nah, but her outboxing that nigga's ridiculous, bro. You supposed to
No,
be.
it's
Yeah, I don't know
not.
how
No,
you would even leave.
I never
You
said that.
even
I
start
never
to
said she
fathom
got
that.
boxed him. But she said, he didn't take no, he didn't take the brakes off of her. This is what she said. She
Yeah.
never said she almost stopped him, but she said he didn't drop her. That's all she said. That is
Yeah,
Right.
literally
okay,
all
that's
she
fine.
said, verbatim is what that lady said. I don't know what little buddy's talking about,
Well,
but
she
that's
No,
was
what I
getting
heard in
no,
pieced
her
up.
mouth.
She
no.
was getting pieced up.
They were talking about
Once he turned
what
it up, she was
happened.
getting
Not,
pieced up.
but boxing her. Like I heard that story too. It
Mm-hmm.
was they were supposed to do 6 rounds. Let's say 6 rounds, and for
Mm-hmm.
the first 3, like he said, the first 3 rounds, she was kind of winning that fight because she was outboxing him. He couldn't outbox her, but when Derek said turn it up, he did, and it was only 2 more rounds to go. She willed herself not to fall out, probably, but he did put it on her, and
But she ain't dropped her. That's what I'm saying. The point of my story was
But why would
he
he want to
couldn't get
drop
her to
her?
drop. He couldn't get
But,
her to drop, and that's
but
so
why would he want
lazy.
to do that?
My thing is
Destiny.
this too. Is like it's sparring at the end of the day.
Yeah,
right.
They got bigger gloves. They got
Ah,
bigger gloves.
and
They got headgear.
and that's what Lil Buddy's claim to fame was. He was supposed to gave Mayweather this so-called mystical black eye. That was Lil Buddy's claim to fame.
I'm
That's why
sorry.
Lil Buddy started saying, "Oh, Spence." That's where his name, took off. Even my mother was on Lil Buddy's bandwagon, and I had to bring my own mother back to reality. The lady who taught me boxing back to reality. I'm like, Mama, what is you talking about? Look, Buddy is getting terrible. He does not even understand the basic fundamentals.
He can't move his head
So
up.
And
so
she
let so
said,
Floyd Mayweather never
so
denied it,
so
though. Floyd
so
Mayweather
let
never
me
No,
denied
ask
it.
y'all
no.
this.
Actually, you know who debunked that himself? Was Errol Spence. When he was leading up
thank
to
you,
the
thank you.
Mikey Garcia fight, they was talking about they heard you knocked out Floyd Mayweather, you gave him a black eye, and he said that's not true.
He
That's what
did
he said
knock
out of
out
my mouth.
Adrian. He did. He
And
did send Adrian
now
off.
this is what I think that happened with that. I think back then Floyd was doing his last kiss goodbye, as he has a right to, because y'all can remember way back in Oscar fight, he said I done did everything in boxing. I don't got nothing else to prove. So his last 6 fights, Floyd was gonna pick who he wanted to fight and when he was gonna want to fight him.
Also,
And and
also
and,
for that.
and hold on. And Keith Thurman was beckoning at his heels, and he needed to shut Keith up. Not that he was scared, but he's like, man, you got Errol Spence, y'all gonna fight each other, and that's how that started. It's like throwing a monkey wrench and Keith shit, because Keith was a mandatory for Floyd. Floyd won't finna take no mandatories and all that. Floyd was done with that shit. So why don't you fight Keith? Keith, why don't you fight Earl? And hence the whole saga of Keith Thurman and Earl.
Yeah,
Exactly,
but
Miss T.
here's the
Exactly.
thing. With that sparring, Floyd was coming back from jail, so
He
he was
was. He was.
a
He
little
was
bit
coming
fresh.
off what a 2 or 3 month layoff, and I mean, I Spence did say himself he don't know about no black eye, but he did. I mean, he a little bit. You know what? Mayweather said, there's been a couple people, that did him, dirty and, sparring. That's what happens in sparring. Shakur Stevenson said at his own mouth, the worst he felt like he never got beat. But he said he tried to challenge Bud for real. He said that was the worst ass whooping he ever took. He said out of his own mouth that was the worst ass whooping he ever took. You know what's coming out? For a fact, I do know for a fact what happened between Terrence Crawford and Brian Norman. Brian Norman did drop Spence and Bud in sparring, but
Yeah,
hold up. But when Bud got up, because he realized, oh, this nigga for real. dismantled that little buddy. He dismantled little buddy. So I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Just like the same thing with like Devin Haney and the little Tink Tink little buddy, little Tink Tink. I'm gonna need everybody to chill. I'm gonna need y'all to chill because Spence is a limited fighter. He is mechanical. He is robotic. He is limited. He is
Very.
very much a Ryan Garcia. He's a Mexican. He's a Mexican. He fights like a Mexican, but he's just black. He's Mexican. And he has a Mexican ass trainer who teaches all his fighters to fight the same way. Why do you think Ryan Garcia went with the Mexican camp? Because it suits his style. He can't move his head. He can't move his feet. All thing he can do is come forward and throw. And then Ryan Garcia got speed. He never had speed.
And Spencer's so front foot
Hey,
heavy.
I ain't gonna let y'all dog my boy like his career be over now. God damn, y'all got to win. You ain't just gonna dog
Spence
my boy
had none
now.
of that. Then how
And
did
see,
he?
I'm saying this is one though, bro.
I say what I say, ATL. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, ATL.
It's too late. He can't
do
prove him
boy
wrong.
like that, man.
ATL, you gotta prove me wrong, bro. I said what I said. I'm gonna stand on it.
I mean, he
I
got
don't
his
have never speed.
yeah, hold on. Y'all.
Okay,
Calm
okay.
down. And Destiny, you yelling.
He got
I'm
his
sorry.
This pierce in my ear.
I
I'm
agree.
sorry. I'm sorry.
I agree. He got his ass whooped. But that don't mean this shit just over with. Was it over with between goddamn Muhammad Ali and George Foreman? No.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say Errol Spence is a robotic fighter.
Come on, man.
He is a robotic fighter. He's always been a robotic fighter.
Thank you. Thank you.
I
Thank
agree.
you.
Robotic.
But he ain't done.
He's been a robotic
I think Errol Spence is
Not against
robotic.
Lamont Peterson. He was looking pretty good.
Y'all
You
tripping.
know what, ATL? He asked, according to probably some Spence fan, because I haven't seen it. I'm telling you guys, I haven't seen it. Don't mean that it ain't out there. I just haven't seen it. But according to probably some Spence fans, that he activated his mandatory. Him coming back in December. Now I tried to warn him,
That's
like he listening to me, but I tried to tell him, you better take it easy after that eye injury. You better take it easy after that, whatever.
That man want to fight. He got heart.
Hold on, ATM. That's great. But heart, after boxing is over, which is going to be over by the time they get in their 40s. And contrary to what people think, 40 is the new 30. But you got a life after this. And you want to preserve yourself and come in at your best. So I don't think coming in December to fight Crawford again is a good idea. But what do I know?
If that man
didn't learn nothing,
let him do that. Can you hear me?
If he lose again, he goddamn lose again. But shit, he let a fight.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Tay.
Okay. I can't see my face going. Okay, now I can. Never mind. You can keep going.
And also, if he activated the rematch, we got another 5 months of this shit. But what the Earl Sexuals can't do is put a statute of limitation on how you gonna get this work. Because y'all gonna get this motherfucking work until we tired of giving you the work.
We'll never be tired. They're gonna get it for the next
Never.
year.
Ain't no work given over here. Ain't no work given over here.
I don't want to drag Spence because Spence has been extremely humble.
It's his fans.
Spence has been extremely humble in his defeat. No, he has been extremely humble in his defeat. Spence is these weird ass humans, weird ass sycophant humans that has been doing this same all these odd things and weird things.
I'm giving them what they would have gave us. I'm treating them the way they would have treated us.
He made this fight.
Thank you.
Fuck that.
Thank you. His fans need to see him get whooped again.
Exactly, Tay.
I'm sick of because of niggas like this. I need to see his ass get whooped again one more time.
Hey, y'all remember? Y'all heard that rumor? They said Spence beat up Bud and Spawn. Y'all remember that?
That's probably facts.
In sparring, you be training certain things. You be working on certain different tools. So that's not how a real fight actually occurs.
No, I'm just saying, like
niggas on here like y'all ain't never got tired ass whip.
The pattern was he knocked out Floyd in sparring, and then
everybody on the panel undefeated in fighting, nigga.
Well,
I know he's not
even if you gave it to them on the sparring, Bud, he's supposed to hurt, but he couldn't do it under the lights. How about
nobody answer that shit?
No, I'm saying like they never sparred, but you know that's the story that's been floating around. It was like
everybody on this panel undefeated at fighting.
What you say?
Bro, we not talking about that, man.
No, I'm just saying. Be real.
Oh my god, we all saw what happened.
ATL.
I ain't never lose a fight that bad. I ain't never lose a fight that bad, ATL.
Me neither.
I ain't never get my ass whooped like that. I ain't never get my ass whooped like that. I can tell you that, ATL.
A depleted big fish is what we saw.
He got
whooped on, bro. Call CPS.
Whipping is what we saw.
Call CPS. Call animal cruelty.
ATL, yo, guys, hold on. ATL, WJ Luckett said you.
Hey, moderator, may he rest in power with the ancestors. May Kurt Anderson rest in power with the ancestors.
WJ Luckett said you shouldn't be talking until you pay his bet. So.
Man, why you speaking for another man, nigga?
Hey, he's in the comment section, so I'm just saying.
I don't give a fuck about nobody in the comment section. Tell him to get on the panel.
ATL, cut the shit, ATL. Why are you so angry right now, ATL? Why you so big mad? You big mad? On the scale of 1 to 10, how mad you is? ATL, on the scale of 1 to 10, how mad you is?
Do y'all watch boxing?
Yes, I do. That's why I need to
Did y'all see Muhammad Ali got his ass whooped back in the day? Didn't he come back and whoop for this picture?
No, it was not like this though. It was not like this.
That's the issue.
Ali got beat by Joe Frazier. It was not the same thing. No,
that was a close fight too. That wasn't no fucking ass whooping like that.
No, Joe Frazier had to go to the hospital. Wait, hold the ball pause. Joe Frazier actually had to go to the hospital because he had bloody kidneys. No, this is facts. This is coming from Joe Frazier himself.
Thank you.
His kidneys was fucked up after he fought Muhammad Ali that first time.
That was a close fight too.
You know what's so crazy about this Errol Spence picture right here? When I first saw it online, I didn't even think it was him. I thought somebody actually.
I swear I did too.
That's not true. You're just saying.
I thought that was a meme and shit, and then I was like, damn.
I really thought the same thing. He looked every bit of 70 years old in this picture.
You know, that's
it's
what
a
I was
normal
going to
punch,
say.
man.
That
It was
Terrence put like 20 years on his ass.
Y'all act like this nigga can't come back or something.
Bro, Errol Spence not that nigga, and Bud's different, bro. Stop comparing Errol Spence to fucking Muhammad Ali. It's not comparable. That flat-footed ass nigga don't fight nothing like Muhammad Ali.
If you a real boxing fan, you don't know what the fuck
I hate you, my unofficial baby. I hate you.
You're a real boxing
fan, bro. That was a close ass fight, bro. Like
what about that fight was close?
What fight? No, I'm talking about Muhammad Ali versus Frazier.
Oh yeah. I thought you were talking
about that fight wasn't close at all, and nigga, this shit was terrible.
Yeah,
I'm about to.
Yo, he treated
I have something to say though.
He treated Errol Spence like Errol Spence was a tuna.
You have to put this beating up with the
everybody else had every dog had a night.
Hey, bro, all I know is Terrence sweat out that perm though.
Y'all know.
Sweat his perm
nigga like me ain't running from shit. Nigga still man down all day. Y'all can't make no type of way.
Hey, is it just me? Is it just me, or did Errol Spence in that picture you just put up look like Michael Jackson from Thriller?
Oh, shit. Yeah, we were saying that too.
Let's go back to it, shall we?
Yep.
Oh, y'all successful.
Yeah, definitely.
He didn't even get a haircut this fight. He don't usually look like that.
I was hoping they both got a haircut.
Yo, my man went from straight jerry curl to like regular
nappy,
hair and shit.
BBBs. He went to straight BBBs.
Yeah, he beat the jerry curl out of his head.
And y'all listen, look, I ain't gonna lie. He had a just for men perm or something. And it looked nice. He looked nice. I was like, oh, I like how he got his hair on. Man, by the like third or fourth round, Terrence Crawford and wore his ass out so bad he's sweating
Don't
out the
talk,
bottom.
nigga. I'ma talk whatever, nigga. Fuck is you talking about, bro?
He's
Let's
sweating
see.
out
I'm
the
not gonna do
bottom.
that though. I'm not gonna do that whole hair. I'm not gonna do that whole hair thing because I
Hey,
hate that hair shit.
If you got a lot to say, and
Yo,
you got
Hey,
the
he,
sad part about it, right? So he had that mouthpiece he had, right, with the eyeball. That shit was nice, man. But that shit matched both of his eyeballs the night of that fight.
mm-hmm.
Man,
It looked like
There
Bud
was not a
collected
reason to say that,
eyeballs.
man,
Whatever kind of other excuses. Oh, damn.
man.
WJ Lucky decided to join. Let me take the picture
WJ
down.
Reed, baby.
Okay, WJ, you got the floor.
ATL.
Yeah, I'm here.
ATL. You gonna pay your bet, man? Are you gonna pay your bet? Are you going to pay your bet?
I'm gonna pay Miss T.
You gonna pay Miss T?
I'm gonna pay Miss T.
All right, go ahead and pay Miss T, man. Cause I was about to call you out, bro. Cause I was gonna say that's some foul ass shit. I was gonna say that's some foul ass shit if you don't pay your bet, man.
You gotta call me out.
Damn.
Nah, he only got we talked offline just a few ago. Y'all didn't know it.
Nah, because right now because I know that I know boxing nerd already gonna put you on blast on about what I said in the comment, and then you said, "Oh, well, tell," and then you told him, "Tell that nigga." Tell the nigga to get up on the panel himself. Well, I'm on the panel, so I just wanted to know. I just wanted to know if you was gonna pay that motherfucking bet because you and I went through the whole damn thing. We said we both bet on the knockouts.
Bro,
I told you that if Bud don't knock out Earl, I owe you $100. Okay? Then you want to come up and tell me, oh, he lying. I don't owe shit. Well, you know what? Right, just stand on your damn word. Just stand on your damn word. That's all I gotta say.
We just told him we squashed the shit, right?
Yeah, we talked. Let me say what went on. After a few minutes ago, I put myself on mute and I talked to him offline, and I showed him. I had to show him where I wrote it down, and he saw it and he said, "Okay, he'll pay me." So.
Why do you have to get all lippy? Why do you have to get all lippy with boxing nerd right quick? Why do you have to get all lippy? Saying, "Oh, well, you need to get on the panel then." All right, nigga, I'm on the panel now.
Nigga, you typing when you could have just got on here.
Yeah,
That's where I came up in, nigga.
ATL WJ, y'all are both black men. Y'all are really, hold up, let me just say what I was about to say. Two black men just got in the ring, right? And they made history. These two men just got in the ring and made history. Y'all, we don't have to do this anger and this bitterness.
He was the one that told boxing. He was the one that snapped on boxing and told boxing well, tell WJ to get on the damn panel. I was cool just typing. He said, he told boxing well, tell WJ to get on the panel then. Well, I'm here now.
WJ, but he limited it. WJ, he said that he got it. He's done with it. There's no need to you know.
He didn't tell me that. Because when he told boxing that made me feel like he wasn't gonna pay shit.
WJ, he said that though. He literally just said that, like, maybe 5 minutes ago. Like, there's no need for this anger, y'all. Man, come on, man. We literally just watched boxing history. We literally just watched boxing history. Yo.
Hey, I'm not
mad. I'm not mad. All I'm saying is when he told boxing that, I feel like he called me out. Like, oh, this nigga.
Can it be black on black without the federal black on black violence?
Hold on.
I just gotta say this, Destiny.
Then he got niggas talking for him.
I didn't watch boxing history. I watched the one-sided ass whooping.
Still boxing history, though. Still boxing history because in the 4-belt era, Bud became the first two-time undisputed champion in the four belt era. So you did watch boxing history. You
Well,
did.
okay,
I
all
don't
right.
give a
Well,
damn.
fighting in the belt.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
give a
yeah.
damn how the
Yeah,
fight
yeah,
played
yeah.
out. It was
As far
still
as,
boxing
as far as
history.
two-time
You did.
undisputed, yes, I did. But I'm saying the fight itself was just a one-sided ass whooping.
I mean, it was good. I mean, that was good and terrible, man. That shit
No,
was
that was
brutal.
a one-sided
It was
That
ass.
was
competitive.
really
It was a little
brutal.
competitive.
That was
It was
brutal.
ass. I'm sorry. And y'all know me. I'm a Spence fan till I die.
Uh-huh.
Here to this day, it was an ass.
Okay, so God,
ATL,
God damn.
ATL. There's nothing wrong with that though, because honestly, ATL, I told y'all, had it been reversed and
You know
Bud
what
would have
I'm
lost, I would have never came back on YouTube. I
saying?
promise you on my soul, I would never came back on YouTube.
Who fell off?
I don't know.
Somebody just fell off.
Somebody fell off.
Somebody died.
But everybody straight. Everybody understand now. And
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm just like this nigga
and
got
WJ
Yo,
cheerleaders
said,
and shit. Like,
did you
you know
hear
what I'm saying? Like, I
let me
don't
say,
honor my motherfucking bets on this bitch.
but let
I
me say
always
this.
do.
The men get in
The
there and
nigga
they
telling
gonna
me to
talk it
kick me
out.
off.
They gonna talk it out. You
The
was
nigga
gonna
talking
talk
about
it out,
kick
ATL.
me off the show and everything, man. TV.
Nah,
I
I
know you
mean,
seen that, man.
he said if you don't pay the bet, again, you notice Miss T don't get involved in
But
the middle with you
exactly.
men
But what the
speaking.
fuck you or
But
anybody else got to do with me and his bet?
but
I got them told
but
you, okay, I remember.
ATL, let it go. ATL,
But you
it's
got
done. It's over with.
some
We
moms and
moving
kids,
past it. Let it go.
hey,
cheerleaders,
hold
ATL,
on,
let it
all
hold on,
that
go.
hold on.
shit, bro. I'm
Hold
by
on, hold on,
myself.
hold on.
Hey,
WJ
hey,
spoke
ATL, I
his
got a
piece
question, man.
and ATL spoke his piece and they ended and we good. We both good. ATL, I showed them the proof. We good. Everybody good, right?
That's what everybody ain't know. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
But
hey,
he didn't
hey,
know
hey,
ATL. He didn't know neither.
Well, I wasn't
So
angry and
so
I went off.
I get it. So he had a right to come in and speak his piece. He didn't know
No,
either.
because he got cheerleaders in this bitch, and you know what I'm saying. He in the chat typing. That's why I said, "Come talk to
I
me."
want
ATL,
cheerleaders.
let it go. It's okay,
hey,
Miss T.
hey,
It's okay.
I
ATL,
ain't
hey,
arguing
We
nothing, bro.
got it.
I'm a
We
grown
got
ass
it.
man. We ain't
We
arguing.
can say it. ATL, we got it. It doesn't even
I ain't
matter
no
though at this
cheerleader.
point.
Don't call me no cheerleader,
hey,
bro.
ATL.
Relax.
Let me ask you a question, man. Do you
That's what you were doing, nigga. Fuck you talking about?
do you
I ain't
buy
no
into all these
cheerleader. Relax
excuses
yourself,
that a
brother.
lot of these
No,
Earl
you
Spence
gotta
fans are
relax. That's
using?
what you said. You ain't had to type shit.
Okay,
I
we
didn't
got it.
type
We got
nothing.
it.
What
We
do you
got
mean?
it. We
Calm
got
down.
it. Y'all, we got it. It's okay, y'all. It just does it really matter though? Honestly, does it really matter?
Grown ass
Or
man.
like these
Hey,
scents?
look,
We watch
ATL's my
boxing
listen.
history.
ATL's my
It
boy.
ain't got nothing to
WJ
do with
is
you.
my boy. They spoke their piece. It's
It's
everybody's on the
over.
same page. Everybody's on the same page.
Hey,
But we can't. But when somebody don't know, they have a right to come and speak their piece, and that's why I let them talk it out because I know it's gonna end in love. So that's why I let them talk it out, and then I interjected with the proof. I said, "Hey, we just had an offline conversation," but WJ didn't know that. All
Oh,
WJ knew was you didn't pay up the bet, and you were saying you didn't owe, and
Okay.
then that's all he knew.
By
So
you
oh,
saying that,
there you
right?
go. There you
it's
go.
WJ.
something. Miss T, old
WJ.
fucking lovable
WJ.
ass teddy bear over there, Miss T, old lovable teddy
WJ.
bear
You see
ass.
this? You see this? We got the Errol Spence gift bags. The Errol Spence gift bags right here, man.
ah,
Get your
Ah,
fish fry for Errol Spence right here.
There's another
There he
man
is.
for another man.
damn.
There he is. You know
Oh
what I'm saying? The Errol
shit.
Spence fish fry. Come get it.
General
Yo,
Big
Want
Fish
some of that
just
Errol Spence?
joined.
yo,
General
god
Big Fish
damn.
Yeah,
just
we
joined
got
and
it. Hey, you want some
mad
ATL?
strong.
The Errol Spence fish fry? You want some?
Damn.
Who's this? Who's this?
What's up,
It's me,
General
Tay.
Big Fish? Dan
Yeah,
Tab,
right here. That get that
what's
Errol
up?
Spence fish fry, man. Woo wee.
I want to. Yo, send me a
Yeah.
bag.
Yeah, I'll
Hold on.
send you a
Let me get
bag.
up. Let
Yo,
me get up in here on
yo,
Big
you
Fish.
got some
thank you,
avocado on
Tay.
bread,
Hey,
man?
hold on, Tay. Hold up. Big Fish. You
Oh,
handle that
I see.
thing
Had a
like a
picture on
man.
that bag.
You handle that thing like a man. I saw you come in on your brother's show and you sat there and you let them throw that fodder and go back and forth. I didn't see Q, but I heard that both of y'all had came in early, and I want to salute you for being a man of your word. You came and got them licks, but as I know you just getting in here, Big Fish. But I told everybody this train ain't gonna stop till we ready, cause we had 5 years of this shit. But it ain't gonna stop until we ready. I don't know, 2-3 months from now, I might bring up some old shit. You be like, Miss T, why you talking about old shit? I got five
It's
years worth
never
of
gonna
shit to talk
stop.
about.
We're doing this for the
Yeah.
next 10 years.
Big Fish, I am in disagreement with that though, because I literally just saw the end of a boxing era for one fighter. And I don't care what
AEW.
nobody says. I don't care what nobody says. That was the end of a boxing era for one fighter. I don't.
Oh,
I think the truth what I think it was because he's a Pisces male. I know all about Pisces males because I live amongst them. I literally live amongst them.
Big
You
Fish.
break their ego, it's over. It's over when you break their ego. And there's no break psychologically. I mean, he could heal physically every day, all day.
General,
Psychologically,
why you ain't in here with me, man?
it's done. It's done. It's done. Little buddy is done. After
Hey,
reputation, he's done.
look. General
General, why
Big
you ain't
Fish,
in here with me, man?
why you say fuck it? Oh, man.
My man calling for
Big
backup.
Fish.
He
You
calling for
should come
backup.
look.
I ain't calling for no backup. I be on here by myself with y'all all day, every day, man. Don't do that.
Man, come on. Hey,
Man, T,
hey, T, I got a question for you, man.
Smoke.
I got a question for you. Are you buying into those excuses they using for Errol Spence now?
No. You can't make excuses for a man that didn't make none for himself. The man said he lost. It was Crawford night. He congratulated him and all that shit. So hell no, I'm not them other. Them Earl-sexual. Them Earl-sexual. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no Earl-sexual, but I'm a real motherfucking live boxing fan. I love boxing. I congratulated Terrence Crawford on my videos, and it is what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying?
General is in the building. Let's hand him the floor.
To come back if he get his ass whooped. Hey, Bud's the goddamn man, and he can't beat Bud, and that's just what
Not
it is.
if he get his ass whooped, but when he get his ass whooped.
Okay, yeah, hey, you can say that.
General Big Fish is in the building. What's poppin',
Hey,
King?
the mayor told him got his ass whooped before and came back twice and beat somebody's ass. So shit, you don't know what the hell going on.
Hey, Big Fish, you got the floor.
Yeah, I just clicked the link so you can go ahead and get your licks in real quick.
No, Big Fish, I won't do that though. Big Fish, I don't take no. I don't feel good about that. I don't feel good about that.
Yo, General Big Fish, I ain't here for you in a hot minute, bro.
But hey, General, I came and took my seat right after the fight. I came and took my beat right after the fight.
Big Fish, you know what? I would have been like, gloating or something like that. Had it been like, Bud got in there, like, pieced him up, like, 1 or 2 times and he was out cold. But that was a legitimate, like somebody just, like somebody beating down a 2-year-old. It was really that bad. I'm not saying that to like be funny or nothing like that. It was really that bad. It was so lopsided. It was painful. It was so lopsided. It was painful.
After the fight.
Wait a minute. All y'all should have got y'all shirt wiped before the fight. Now I got to discontinue this.
I said, damn, he didn't even beat goddamn Polynesian like that. I said, God damn, like what the fuck going on? He didn't even beat Polynesian like that, bro.
Y'all see the shirt that I got?
He did a better job than Errol Spence.
Y'all see the shirt I got to discontinue?
Like, honestly, man, I can't even flip on that.
Hey, Boss T, you tripping, man? Hey, we still Team Spence. Earl Spence still got a bigger fan base than Terrence.
Hey, General Big Fish, you gotta go down with the shit,
I
right?
ain't saying he don't, cause Bud, I wasn't gonna leave Bud for even if Bud lost. So I understand that. But Big Fish, you should have got your shirt before the fight. Now I gotta discontinue this shit.
Man, you ain't got to discontinue nothing.
Big Fish, a bigger fan base than Bud. What he had was Mayweather haters that was on his side, and they viewed Bud as a Mayweather an extension because Mayweather said that Bud was better than Spence. And everybody who ever hated Mayweather, when they heard about, Spence supposedly beating Mayweather's ass in a sparring match, jumped on this nigga's bandwagon. So that's how Spence really became a commodity. And we also had Jerry Jones that was buying seats, and buying out stadiums is what he do. How do you think all those damn football players was there and Jerry Jones was there? You don't think Jerry Jones brought some seats? Stop the madness. He's already brought most of the Dallas stadium seats every time Spence had a fight. And everything it was, just like, Beyonce and, hold up. How they talk about Beyonce and Rihanna, Nicki
After you
Minaj
done
and Lil Kim. There's no such thing as like Lil Kim
bro,
fans.
you
They're
can
Nicki
be there.
Minaj haters. There's no such thing as Rihanna fans. They're Beyonce haters. You got the goats, and then you got the whoa, whoa.
Yeah,
I'm here. I don't know how, but I'm here.
yo,
And Bud is the
Destiny, you
goat, and then you got the whoa. And
screaming on
Spence
the
is the
mic.
whoa.
Destiny, you screaming on the mic.
Yeah, you screaming. You're screaming.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to scream.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I don't know why it's doing that. And then I don't know.
I'm just saying though, like everybody they hated Mayweather so much because Mayweather's a braggart. He is a braggart and he is very arrogant. And everybody just wanted to see this man lose so bad. And
Mayweather.
anything that somebody said about this man, getting beat, y'all hung on to that shit hook, line, and sinker, and y'all ran off with it. And when Mayweather came out,
Hey,
hold up. When Mayweather came out Crawford, he said Crawford is the best fighter in the world, and he thought Crawford could beat
don't be
Spence.
asking about it.
Yo, hold up. And then he said he thought Crawford could beat Spence.
Hey,
Everybody
Big
said he was a
Fish,
hater.
your address,
Everybody said he was a hater with Spence because Spence was supposed to beat his ass in sparring. But
I didn't
Spence
say nothing about
came out
that.
and said that he don't believe that ever happened. None of that ever transpired. But whatever.
Smoke.
I think Mayweather was holding goddamn Errol Spence neck.
What? Wait, what did you say? Say that again.
Delusion.
I think Mayweather was holding Errol Spence's neck. Goddamn it.
Delusions, honey, baby. Don't listen to delusion.
I tell you
Because
the
you might be,
turning tide.
you might become delirious too.
Hold on, y'all. Did you get your chance to your 2 minutes? Or you ain't got nothing to say, Big Fish?
I
got 2 minutes.
I was waiting on Destiny to get through.
What?
What?
Trying to get it all out, right? Trying to get that shit all out.
That's what you want?
General, man, you don't sound like the dude that was with me the other night.
That's what you want? Let me say it again.
Hey, Texas was pretty bad last weekend, yo. Texas was
right now.
Texas was good bad. Texas was good and terrible. Maul got slapped. Toronto White got beat the fuck up. Spence got annihilated.
In this train, man. What's going on?
Midwest in the house, nigga. Midwest in the house. Y'all Texas need to humble yourselves.
Not my boy,
Texas need to humble yourselves.
Yeah, I didn't hit up.
Texas need to humble themselves. Y'all Texas gotta humble yourselves now. Eat that humble pie, baby boy. Eat that humble pie. Eat that humble pie and eat it good.
Yeah, matter, man.
Good thing that fight didn't happen in the Cowboy Stadium. That shit would have been embarrassing.
That was funny.
Yeah.
That was kind of fit. That was.
Bo, what you talking about, man? That shit embarrassing anywhere, man. What you talking about?
Hey, I'm just saying, at least it wasn't in his hometown and shit. They probably would have sent the whole Dallas Cowboys team in.
Damn, Martin. What's going on, Martin, man? It ain't that bad, Martin.
They would have been yelling like that nigga in Rocky. Stop the fight!
Niggas left in tears. They said Stephen Espinoza exited the building in tears.
Jerry Jones.
Yo, Miss T on Everything Got Love. They said,
every time when the Cowboys be choking on the field, Jerry Jones come down on the field. He would have did the same thing. That shit took place in Dallas Stadium.
I don't know
Jerry Jones would have came beside the rain like, God damn, man, you get your ass.
Hey, I also heard that
I'm still hurt.
Those shirts that everybody bought from Spence Collection, that they was throwing them on the float. Was that you?
Oh wow.
Miss T, you're so crazy though. They can't try to say that was like a pro Spence.
They paid all that money just to throw it on the floor.
Wait, hold up. They can't try to say that was a pro Spence crowd. Every time Bud unleashed on nobody, the crowd went fucking bananas. Every time Bud unleashed on nobody, the crowd went bananas. And every time Spence threw them, fucking great cherries, threw them down grapes around Bud, the crowd was like, oh. Every time Bud said, everything Bud hit somebody with was so painful to watch. Spence was
That's to be
on the
making that
same
shit.
way. Spence was doing the same way from the second round until he was stopped.
Yo, he did tell Earl
That
Spence he
nigga
was
was
gonna
dancing
he
the
did tell
same
Earl
way the
Spence he
whole
was gonna
night.
make him do a stinky leg like Benavidez and shit.
That's
Definitely
what got
making
you
that.
big.
Look like Benavidez.
She got you big,
Yeah, I'm gonna look
ATL.
like Benavidez.
ATL,
Hey
you
man,
ain't
y'all,
got nothing to say, boy. You normally could overpower.
y'all, hey, I'm here though.
Yeah, we did.
I'm here. Y'all can't
ATL,
tell me y'all
ATL, you
ain't
know
seen
my
me.
number.
Hey,
That's for
hey, I
ATL.
ain't gonna lie.
Hey,
Y'all
Miss
can call me
T.
a true
What's
Spence
up?
fan. Y'all
What's up?
can't tell
Scotty
y'all ain't
Bam.
seen me.
Miss T.
Yeah, what's up, Big Fish?
Uh, Errol Spence gonna bring his doctor's note to the Nevada State Commission tomorrow.
Oh, hell no. Modern, we ain't even rocking no more, man. God damn.
Come on, Big Fish.
The neurologist.
What the note gonna explain? This not to the left, or this not a stop, or the
Oh
knots
man.
across the head.
He had extreme
General, man, come on,
extreme
man.
dehydration, and Mike Tyson gave him a weed pack.
Yo,
Yeah.
Mike Tyson
He
did
ain't look high,
give
though.
Mike Tyson did give him a
Hey, Mike
weed
Tyson
pack,
need to get in this fish
but
He
fry
like
right
he
there,
smoked
man.
the mic
used it. He
straight
was
up.
wrong.
Fish fry.
Spence,
Hey, what you
hey,
showing?
He
And
like
he
he
got the
smoked
Earl
two
Spence
L's before
picture
the
on it.
fight.
Spence speech was so bad. Spence speech
Hey,
was so bad after the ass whooping, Miss T.
Marvin. I'm
Hold
sorry.
up, Miss T. Miss speech, Spence speech was so bad after that ass whooping. He made Muhammad Ali sound like an Obama orator. That shit was that ass whooping was that bad. That nigga made Muhammad Ali speech sound like Obama orator. That shit was good
Definitely,
and terrible.
Definitely, you know you wrong, cause just like you said, if Crawford would have lost, we wouldn't even see your ass.
Yeah, and I'm being 100% honest with you though.
I would
That's
have
Hey,
fucked
been.
that's
up.
hey,
Y'all would have saw
I'm
me,
honest.
You a
I'm honest
and
hypocrite.
motherfucker.
then every time I would say something, we
You
could
a
be like
hypocrite.
8 months down the line, and I could be like, I'm sure of it. ATL, I'm sure of it. He said, yeah, like he was sure of the bud. Oh, ATL, you know you're gonna get that. You will never be able to make a full throttle, 100%. I know what hey,
I mean, I'm here. You gonna
it's
see me
like
all the time. I
gospel.
don't give a fuck.
And I'm gonna be like
I'm a real boxing
like
fan.
it's like gospel like Spence.
I ain't no sexual. I'm a boxing fan.
And you know what? I am a boxing fan first, so that's why I always knew.
But
That's why I
ATL,
never
you did say
understood.
you
So
would you did say
I'm
you
on
would
the
choose
side
Spence
though,
to the
to
day you
y'all
die though.
Spence supporters. And that's why I truly never understood. Because ATL, you really understand boxing. You too, Big Fish. Y'all truly understand boxing.
and
Hell
You
no.
never
Bobby and
understood.
D-Ray.
How could y'all not understand when we were trying to, convey to you guys why Bud was the superior fighter above Spence?
I
Because
don't.
that's truly
I
the
never
way
understood
boxing.
that, and I didn't understand this ass whooping.
I
I
don't
didn't.
understand that though. I don't. I
I
truly
didn't
can't
understand what
comprehend
y'all
it.
was talking about, and I didn't understand this ass whooping.
What you
I
talking
didn't.
I
about?
am very. That's why that's so
But
ATL
what
though, because
you
you understand boxing.
I
but what
still don't
women
understand this ass
That
whooping that
ass
just
whooping
I
Okay,
know
so
marinated
boxing.
the
you
next
for
question
5
though,
years.
Wait,
let
I
hey,
me
Big
know
ask
it
Fish,
y'all
happened.
this.
I know it
Let me ask,
happened, but I don't understand.
Big
let me
Fish and
ask
That was
y'all
that
ATL.
this.
was an ass whooping that marinated for 5 years.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
That was
ATL and
very
Big Fish though. ATL and
Well,
Big
I'm
Fish
gonna ask
though.
ATL and Big
Destiny.
Fish,
It's
how did you not see the skill?
Destiny,
because
Destiny
I
and Miss
didn't.
T.
Because
It's
you
plenty
just
of
don't. Hey,
it's
I'm a
plenty
boxing
of
fanatic,
experts.
and
Okay.
I just ain't see it, bro. Not like that. Not like that. Now, if he would have
Damn.
lost a 12 round decision or some shit like that, then I would have felt a little better. But that ass whooping, I don't understand, bro.
Okay, can I ask you a question
Go
though?
ahead.
The way
Hold on. Big
okay,
Fish, stop.
okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Big Fish,
Uh,
what was you saying? I'm sorry.
it's plenty of knowledgeable boxing experts and pundits, trainers and fighters alike that picked Earl Spence to win this fight. So just because I picked Earl Spence to win this fight and it ended up being like this doesn't mean I'm a complete idiot and I don't know anything about boxing.
No, it doesn't mean that. What I was asked, that's not what I asked
Exactly.
though. I asked, how didn't y'all not see the lack of skills he had, or
I'm
the
No, that
skill?
ain't got.
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
I'm
but
not gonna
that
make you
don't
Miss
answer
T,
discredit
the
my fighter.
question.
Nope,
Miss
Because
T,
not
I'm
gonna
not.
discredit my
Hold on,
fighter.
y'all. I'm not asking you who you prefer or who you
You're
rather.
not gonna discredit my fight.
I'm not asking that
I
at
didn't see it
all.
because it wasn't nothing to be seen.
I'm saying,
It wasn't
how
nothing
did
to be
you
seen.
not see that he was flat-footed?
It wasn't nothing to be seen.
Okay, can I answer that?
Go ahead.
Based on the 28 fights that he had before, he never looked how he looked against Terrence
Thank
Crawford.
you. Exactly.
That's not entirely
So for y'all to say it was just an absolute no brainer, Vegas eyes didn't say that this was a no brainer. They didn't have
Can I please
put it like
reply? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, baby.
Hey,
Go
I'm
ahead,
gonna put it
Bo.
like this. Hey, General Bigfish, I'm gonna put it like this. I knew after when Errol Spence fought Sean Porter, right then and there, it told me, I was like, yeah, I can see it one side of the ass whipping for real.
Can I speak
Because
in the background?
Sean Porter's putting angles on Errol Spence, and Errol Spence wasn't even used to that. So I knew if he fought somebody like a Bud Crawford, it was going to be over soon. Only thing with Sean Porter, he smothered his punches too much.
I ain't even got no excuses, bro.
Can I say something real quick? So, Miss P, so people fail to realize Bud did not start at 135 when he came into the boxing game as a professional. He started at 130, so he moved up from 130 to 147. He moved up four weight classes. This man moved up 4 weight classes. He was a champion. He became a champion in 3, now 4 weight classes. He became a champion in a 3 weight class. I'm sorry. 3 weight classes. He became a champion, right? And he became undisputed in 2. I don't understand. When I say I don't understand how y'all did not understand how Bud could beat Spence, even in this spectacular fashion. I mean, you gentlemen truly understand the game of boxing. How could y'all not see Spence has never made adjustments? Spence has never used lateral movement. He can never fight off his back foot. He never moves his head. Can I finish? All things Spence knows how to do is apply pressure. And again, I said this earlier when I first came on Miss T's show. Every pressure fighter, mostly, I can say mostly, I'm not going to say every, but 9 or 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 times, pressure fighters always get beat by a great boxer counter puncher.
I got a question for y'all. Right?
You didn't answer. No.
No,
answer my question. No, ATL, answer my question first.
Joe Frazier beat Muhammad Ali.
Yes, he did. That was the first time, right? Muhammad Ali was coming over of whatever he was doing.
Excuses. You want to bring up excuses?
That's what I said.
You want to talk about excuses?
Hold on.
Do you want to talk about excuses?
Wait, Big Fish. I get you. He did. You know what? No, I don't like Muhammad Ali. And Miss T will tell you, I don't like his ass. I've never liked Muhammad Ali because of his colorism. I don't like him, and I don't respect him to this day.
That was part of my question, though.
But I have respect for his name, though, because he came back and whooped the fuck out of Joe Frazier. And that first fight between Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali put Joe Frazier in the hospital. That's what y'all don't realize.
Who won the fight?
My question to you that I was going to ask, what if the second fight, the shit is turned around? How would you feel?
I would feel wow. I would be like, how does it play out though? I have to see how it plays out.
And I'll come in and take my licks.
ATL, no, I'm not gonna take my licks, bro. ATL, I'm not because I'm not a Dragon fan. I'm a Dragon fan.
This what I say.
It's good for the game. Go ahead, bro.
This is why I say I think Errol Spence. It's best for Errol Spence to pull a Canelo, act like you want a rematch, and then go fight somebody else.
No.
For his own safety, he don't need to fight nobody.
Remember when Canelo got his ass whooped? He said, I'm going for that rematch. And that motherfucker never did the rematch.
Yeah, I saw Brown the day and 10 after the fight. He didn't try to talk to nobody. He looked like
he didn't want to hear that bullshit.
Miss T,
y'all going back.
The craziest thing is, Miss T, the last time Floyd Mayweather was an underdog was against Diego Corrales, right? And literally, this fight
I don't even think he
is
was
literally,
underdog in
literally I mean, it's literally, able to be compared to Mayweather Diego Corrales, right?
Uh-huh.
Um, Nobody back then was calling for that rematch because nobody, even Diego Corrales, knew better to call for that fucking rematch because
but
everybody
it was no
knew what is the
rematch
fucking
clause.
point. It was gonna be worse the second time. And
Hey,
nobody really wants to see no damn Haney versus Cambosis part two. But Cambosis, for some reason, thought,
The money. That's what.
I mean,
It's
I
a
don't give a damn what
contract
the
Well,
hell,
though,
it was a rematch. It
whatever
was a
the case
rematch
may
clause.
be. Nobody wanted to see that shit again because it was so lopsided the first
Nah, but
time.
he had
And
a
it was worse
rematch
the
clause.
second time. And
He
it
had
was
a
worse the
rematch
second
clause.
time.
He had
And
a
I do
rematch clause.
understand what some of y'all saying, like, sometimes people come back against their ass whippings.
Most time,
But when you're a mechanical fighter and you don't understand
Yeah,
fundamentals, you're really not fundamentally sound. You're only going off of what I don't even know who even said this was fundamentally. I don't even know where that even came from.
it's
To be
time
honest,
somewhere and got
that
caught up.
rumor, that's a rumor. That's not even truth. Came from that everybody started around it. Everybody ran around with this bullshit ass thing that this little buddy is fundamentally sound.
I'm gonna tell you this fact.
All right, all right.
I'm gonna tell you this
Nobody
fact. It's part of my life, right?
Hold on,
I
y'all.
have a question though.
Let
Even when those
ATL.
rematches happen, most of the
Okay.
time the boxer wins. Can I have instances where the boxer loses? Because most of the time the
I'm
pressure
gonna
fighter
tell you
wins the
this
first
fact.
fight, and then the boxer wins the second
Fact
fight.
in my life, right?
Huh?
What's
Yeah,
up?
name me
This
some. I want
dude back when I was in the 8th grade, right?
to. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
I thought I was bad. He whooped my motherfucking ass, right? But
mm.
I came back and whooped his ass. You know what I'm saying? So
run.
Do
Are
you
you
have
a
Yeah,
boxer?
I have a question?
but I'm gonna say this,
because
ATL.
my mama taught
Immediately,
me,
was it
I'm
an
gonna say
immediate?
dog,
Was
this.
it
you
an
fight
immediate
that
rematch?
motherfucker till you whoop his
Yeah,
ass.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Hey, was it an immediate rematch?
I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
Oh, he's
Every
talking about
time I
ATL.
seen him, it was a rematch.
No, well, what I'm saying, ATL. When you look at this fight now, as per the contract, they both deserve the rematch because they signed a contract saying they deserve it. I will never argue that that's
You
what they want
feel
to
me?
do.
All right, want me to tell
However,
you how my contract went?
hold on. However, um, when you see somebody fight that bad, we all have looked at boxing and said there don't need to be a rematch. Case in point, Valdez and Shakur.
Yeah,
Who the fuck want to see that again?
nobody.
And,
No.
and
Shoot,
Shakur
Valdez
dominated.
and Burchell.
Yeah,
Valdez and Burchell.
How
exactly. So
Shakur Jamel Herring? Shakur Jamel Herring. Who the fuck
now
want to see that shit?
I
My
mean, when it's
contract
Nobody.
one
said,
sided,
hey, look,
when it's
but
one
my
sided,
contract
Sided ass
said
whipping.
that
after I
speaks
got
to
my ass whooped,
skills.
my contract said when I see your asses on every time
Hey,
until I
ATL, you
win.
got it. Listen, I'm
Yeah, yeah.
capitulating the
Shout out
whole
to you, ATL.
you and Fish. If
Until I
I don't
win.
know if Fish even feel that way, but it's in the contract, people. So we can't
You
argue
know.
or debate about the contract. But
Well,
however, when we talk about our opinions, because that's all they are, we don't never want to see one-sided victories fought
Yeah,
again.
no.
It's not
I
no
do.
point.
I do. I want to see him get beat again.
Nah, I don't. I don't want to see that.
Hey,
I want no more
Hey,
excuses.
nah,
hey,
nah.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
let him get beat.
you a
He
hater
got a
for
rematch
real.
clause. Let him get beat
Hey,
again.
hey, you a little evil bastard, whoever that
You said
is.
those evil
Oh,
bastards.
Hey,
Listen,
I'm with
don't
Tay.
do
I'm with
that
Tay.
to
Let him get his
child.
ass
big,
whooped
big
Listen,
again.
don't do
Chris.
that to my baby. Don't do that to my sister baby.
Until
Do
that
not do
Wilder
that
dude
to
was
my
out there,
sister
I was
son.
like, I don't want to see it again. But then that Wilder dude started talking, and I was like, F it, man. I want
Oh,
to see
now, hey,
it
you,
again.
God damn, you
Nah,
Dude,
you
can't
know
keep
even
what?
talk
talking,
this.
bro.
You
Hey, I'm
now.
with Tay, man. Let Errol Spence get his ass whooped again since everybody made up all these
Yeah,
excuses
Bo,
for
you
what
the
they
Yeah,
said.
same
I
way. You
wouldn't
Then,
hate,
then,
ask
then let him
you
get
hate,
beat up at
Bo
154. Let
hate,
him get beat up at
Bo
154.
hate, Bo absolutely hate Earl
Listen,
Spence
none of you.
and
I don't
Earl
listen to
Spence.
this.
I don't hate that man, bro. I hate
Man,
his
Bo
opinion.
do, Bo hate
Nah,
Earl
I'm not
Spence.
hate. I'm just saying,
Nah,
like
nah,
they on
nah.
that neurologist
Nah,
and
hey,
fucking
where
he was
are the
weight
where are
drained.
the pro black dudes? You hating on the
You know
black
what I'm
man?
saying?
You
Hey,
You
supposed
but
to
too,
big,
do.
big
but
fish.
big
I love
fish.
you, General Big
You
Fish.
hate
I
you
love
hate
Big
you.
fish.
you
At
hating
Don't
on
the
the
you start
black
same
shit.
time,
man. You
at the
hating on the
same
black
time,
man.
General, hey,
Spence
Where
General,
and
the
them
Earl
dog.
Spence
niggas at?
don't get
Where
too
them
smart.
niggas at,
Dog.
Boss T? That
I
for
don't
Earl
know.
I'm just
to
saying.
take up for
Remember,
Earl Spence.
They
You
went
They
Well,
out.
hating
I
on
don't
the
know.
remember,
black
remember.
man.
Errol
gone.
Spence said.
Where are
Errol
y'all
Spence said he was gonna
compadres?
break. He said he was gonna
They
break
gone,
Crawford
big
like
fish.
pizza.
Hey, Bo, what happened to all the commentators that usually come on
Hey, them
and
niggas
downgrade?
Jerron and his fans now.
Hey man, I want to see him get knocked out.
I fucking
Oh,
hate
you know
you.
what I'm talking about?
Okay.
Hey,
Would you
General,
say?
them
Would you
niggas
say?
are Jerron Ennis fans now. They don't fuck with us like that no more, bro.
Would you say?
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah.
T?
They got their
Hey,
hopes
Bo,
on Jerron Ennis now. They ain't no
what
Redskins
happened to
fans.
all those commentators that was dogging Bud out? I haven't seen
God,
their shows. I was
They
looking at
gone.
everybody trying to
they
look at
gone,
everybody's show.
bro. They don't want to
They
post no.
won't even show their face.
No,
Hey,
no, no,
I
no,
seen
no. Hey,
I seen
hey, for the
Fanon. I
most
seen
part, I
Fanon on
haven't
Twitter.
seen them
Fanon on
Oh
Twitter
no,
being.
on an
I can't.
apology
I can't.
tour.
Yeah,
They
he
on
Who
other
Fanon
you
is
talking
on
channels
about?
Twitter
talking
on an
about goddamn.
apology
I
tour.
didn't hear him.
I'm
I
on
didn't hear him.
Unit
What you say?
I said Fanon is on Twitter. He's on an apology tour. He's pulling up all the Tanford Crawford tweets and whatnot, and like, hey, yeah, you did that. You know,
On Twitter,
maybe use a
shouted.
better.
Blue kind
Yeah,
of
my
doing the
man is
same
on an
thing. He's like,
apology tour and shit.
not doing
Which
nothing.
is like, hold up. In Blue's defense, though, he literally has always said this was truly a 50-50 fight. What Blue is going off of, I think, truly, in my personal opinion, and what he said was people truly. I don't even understand why Blue thought the size would matter because nobody thought the size would matter when Mayweather was fighting Cinnamon because we all knew Mayweather's skill was far more superior than Cinnamon.
Yeah, but
And
you know what they saying? You know what they saying? They saying that he they did a catch weight and they try to say Cinnamon was weight drain.
and then there was no
Crazy.
rehydration clause, so he was able to balloon up to anywhere between 15 and 20 pounds. It might have even been more.
He was like
But
20
no,
pounds
it
bigger
didn't
than
matter to
Mayweather.
us though. It
Yeah,
didn't even
Cinnamon
matter
way
to
better.
nobody. Because Mayweather didn't even come in at the catch weight. He came in under. He was like 150. So it didn't really matter. Nobody thought Cinnamon was going to
No,
be
what I'm
able.
saying is what Bo was answering before
Hey,
was where
can I
are the
tell y'all
people?
something that y'all probably don't know,
ATL
right?
said they ain't coming back.
Yeah, what ATL?
When Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo, I was going for Canelo, bro.
Ain't no way.
Wow.
Yeah, nigga, you
Wow.
Man,
Wow.
trash on that.
Wow.
see,
Bro,
Wow.
this is what I was telling. This is what I
ATL,
was
you
telling people
lame for that,
when
Hey,
I was
boy.
in
keep
the
that shit to
military.
yourself,
I'm telling
ATL.
you, I'm
I
being
said,
I
honest.
never said
Keep
that.
that shit
I
to
never
yourself,
said
Yeah,
ATL.
hey,
you being honest with
Being
ATL.
honest,
But I
bro.
I
give it.
never said that. You would,
Man,
I
that
said
would have
this
been
when that
top
fight
secret.
happened. Like me and my military buddies, right? I was like, yo, Canelo too slow. I was like, he ain't even gonna touch Mayweather. He's oh no, you don't know. I was, all right.
Yeah,
I said, let's make a bet.
you watch that on the ship, Bo?
Hey, I didn't
Now I was
like
on
Floyd back
I
then
was on
really
show
like
duty
that
at the
because
time.
he was too
Oh,
cocky to me, bro. He was just too cocky to me, man. I ain't never liked Floyd like that back then.
But you know why?
I like him now as a businessman.
so do
Mayweather
y'all
never like
think
that in
that
the beginning.
some old Floyd haters are now Spence
Spence
fans or
fans.
something?
Right.
But I ain't even know that him and Spence had fall back then. I ain't hating on that situation. You know what I'm saying?
I,
'Cause
What you think,
at the end of the day, you learn from the best. You know what I'm saying? You
I,
got in there with the best and spot
Like,
them. So I wasn't
I
tripping.
think
But
that's a
Cleveland,
hell of a theory y'all trying to float out there because I'm Floyd Mayweather's my favorite fighter of
me
all
too.
time,
Me
and I
too.
love the shit
I'm
out
gonna
of
tell
Earl
you
Spence.
back
So
then
that
who was my favorite fighter when he was out there like that.
That's why
Roy
I
Jones was
asked
my favorite
Big
fighter.
Fish. I
Roy
ain't
Jones
disputing that
and
nobody
Evander
was.
Holyfield was my best fighter back then.
ATL, you all throwed off, man. How the fuck
I'm from Atlanta, man. You know what?
Man,
My mama used to tell
Evander
me
man,
about Holyfield
Holyfield
house.
headbutt
I grew
now?
up watching
man,
Evander.
man, man. Juno Big Fish.
Hey,
The
he
juggernaut
said
Tell
he
me about
said
contestant.
head, but me and Dustin
Yo,
agree.
Holyfield do
Look,
be
I
headbutting the shit out
like
of motherfuckers,
Pitbull
man.
that night, but he won't eat head button. I was
He
like,
was
Yo,
okay,
he
that's
was
his
yo, the
jumping.
skin.
crazy part
He was
about it,
jumping
right?
with his headbutts,
Yo,
Misfit.
yo,
Hey, he lost.
Holyfield, right? When Holyfield was beating Mike Tyson ass, he was still headbutting the shit out of his ass too.
Stop, stop.
Hey, look, and
He's like, take this two piece in a headbutt.
I got another confession, right? I fucked with Mike Tyson all the way until Evander Holyfield was coming up. Like, only reason I really fucked with Evander like that because he from Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
I just
before
say,
then,
hey,
I
watch
was Mike
y'all
Tyson.
mouth with
I used
Mike
to love to watch
Tyson.
Mike
That's
Tyson, but
Destiny guy.
I used to love to watch Mike. But when Evander came out and he stepped the mic, because everybody else was scared, I was like, okay, yeah, come on, yeah, let's do this shit.
Yeah, listen, I heard that Vander used to headbutt too. Now
He
y'all
did.
know,
He got a big ass.
I been bigging up Pitbull Cruz for a minute, but when I saw him headbutting,
That nigga was jumping.
Yeah, I hate that,
He
man.
was
I don't
jumping.
want to see people get knocked the fuck out of nothing, man.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I actually thought Pitbull lost that fight.
He did.
He was terrible, bro.
ooh,
Pitbull was
that's
not
I
good.
disagree. I disagree. I think
no,
it
that's
was
kind of
the
first
best
kind of
thing.
what I said.
This
Didn't I
was
say
trash.
that too?
You did
Yeah,
that.
boy.
You never on the phone you saying that. And I told you,
Yeah.
I thought you was
Hey,
good.
Miss T,
hold
Miss
up.
T, did the
Pitbull
Yeah.
nutcracker
Cruz out.
come out for the fight or what? How many low blows did you count?
Let's ask him right quick. Let's go ahead.
It was like
Cabrera, he
3.
came through here one night. Where his
and
brother
ask
at, man?
him. Yeah, hey man, how many damn low blows you threw?
Yo,
It was like 3.
Pitbull, hey, Pitbull was
Dirty
kicking the
Doc
shit
was
out of
all
that.
over that shit too. He told Spence he had to warn him. He's like, yo, you gotta keep them joints up.
Won't
Yeah,
he vote?
Pitbull was
Homie Doc
punching him
was
nuts
on
too.
him. Hey, Big Fish, that's all we need is a ref to call the Big Fish out for his low blows. That's
hey,
all we
Big,
need. Go ahead.
Big Fish
Hey,
and ATL. Let me ask y'all a real question though. Big Fish, no, Big Fish and ATL. Let me ask y'all a real question though.
What up?
Do y'all feel like that stoppage was a good stoppage, or do y'all feel like it should have went on?
No, it was a good stop.
Good stoppage.
That
you
fight
wanna
should
see
have
that
got
man
stopped
get killed.
two rounds earlier prior to
Thank you,
I
General.
say one. I say one.
That's why I say Slow James is a terrible human. He's a terrible human. I do not like the Slow James. He's a terrible human. He's never been a good human.
I
He's
say after
petty,
the
he's angry, he's childish, he's arrogant,
after
he's
the second knockdown,
self-centered, he's narcissistic.
because
I don't like the Slow James. He's a
he was
terrible
fighting.
human.
He was fighting back, but he wasn't doing nothing fighting back. He wasn't listening to James. James was telling him to keep his head off the line. He wasn't listening.
Bro, he never keeps his head
Nah,
up.
that ain't what
Derek
James
James
said.
don't
That
teach
ain't
that
what Derek
shit.
James said. Derek James told Errol Spence, he said, you
Make
gotta
him feel you.
feel him. You
Yeah.
gotta
He said, keep your
feel
head
him.
off the line.
Nah, he said, you gotta feel him. That was his main line. I'm sitting up here like, yo, what kind of
Oh, wait a minute, I missed that.
You
Oh, let
didn't
me
say
ask
that?
y'all this. Where's the epilogue?
go get him. That's what the instructions was after the
It was
knockdown.
make him
Go
feel.
go
Nah,
get him.
bro, he said kill him. You gotta
Nah,
kill
nah,
him.
this is what
No,
he
he
said.
said make
See?
him feel him. Make him feel
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, make him feel you. Yeah, you got.
What the fuck? He's getting his
Yeah, I was
ass
like,
boiled.
man,
You can feel him all right. Like, goddamn.
that shit
Hey,
was
did
savage. I
anybody
was like, what kind of instructions are those?
has the epilogue come out yet?
Yeah, it's also time. You
Oh, I ain't seen it.
Slow James didn't have a plan B, a plan C. They're so arrogant and cocky, and Spence always being able to be the bully in the ring. They were dismissive and arrogant against Terrence Bud Crawford because they started,
What's up,
drinking the
TIC?
Kool-Aid that, some of these strange humans on YouTube were speaking now. And, that's why he started. He said never talk about breaking bones or all this other weirdness until him and his Slow James, his slow ass coach that belongs in a retarded home, started,
Yo, I
believing
think
it and
I think
started
Earl
repeating that
I
foolishness.
think Earl Spence was
They were
listening
just
to
your bus back
the
home.
YouTube
After that
content
last movement.
creators. Yo, everything Earl Spence was saying, he was saying it from them YouTube content creators. Like, yo, Earl was an
That
eye
He
snatcher.
so
Then he
was
was like, yeah,
McGurk.
I
didn't fight
snatched
nobody.
eyes.
He was
They
he
said
mad.
Earl was gonna break. They called Terrence Crawford top Ray Toby. Where Earl Spence said, I'm gonna break him like Kunta.
Hey, I want to send a shout out to E Thriller the Black Picasso. He in the
Hey,
building.
for
What's
real.
up, bro? And listen, this one's
You,
special
Miss
for
T,
y'all.
back to what you were saying now to Jesus. You
Hold
were talking
on,
about Jesus
hold
earlier.
on, girl. Hold on. So
She don't want you to talk about E. She don't want you to talk about E3.
Light skinned nigga
She
is
hate
stop
a
it.
terrible bitch.
Stop
Fuck the
it.
bitch.
Stop
If a
it.
bitch gets slipped, don't bust the bitch.
Listen. We can't have that. That's my bro.
Mhm.
That is
The bitch gets
stop
slipped, I can go and bust the
playing.
bitch.
Listen, I'm moving on.
Yes, thank you. Moving on.
Listen,
Carry
somebody asked me,
okay,
girl, you gonna make me mute your
okay, yes,
ass.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So somebody asked me earlier. Shut up, Big Fish. Somebody asked me earlier, "What's my new intro?" I'm just gonna give y'all a little peek, a little hint at it, and y'all tell me what you think. That's just a little taste.
Hey, all I gotta say is too, Miss T.
What's
That's what I
up?
gotta
I
say.
love that.
So you know how they always said Terrence Crawford was fighting Errol Spence leftovers and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Now Errol Spence has officially become a leftover.
Yo,
So
You
hold up.
see?
when Terrence Crawford fights Errol Spence
Hold
again,
on, Bo. I can't even
I'm
let you get off with that.
Yeah, he is.
nah, I'm
Don't
just
make me
saying,
play
like,
this intro again, ATL. Go ahead,
Bo,
Bo.
I can't let you get off with that. Where the hell have you been, Bo? We ain't see you till Crawford won. Where you been at?
You been
hey, T, tell
around.
him I've
You
been,
been around.
yeah, I've been around, yeah.
You been around
I
for a long
seen him.
time
Yeah,
today.
yeah, he been around.
Hey,
When y'all was cheating
hey,
on me,
hey,
Bo was up in
Y'all
ATL,
here.
people keep popping up
ATL.
now. This
He
kind of
been
back tonight.
somewhere in the
We ain't never
YouTube
seen a channel like
universe.
this.
ATL, Mo been all over YouTube somewhere saying, starting every sentence off with "these Earl-sexuals." That's what Bo say every time. These Earl-sexuals. That's all he talk about.
You know what? I'm not going to call it
I ain't no
homosexual.
Earl Sessions though, so I
It's
ain't
the
be worried about
gentleman that really
it. You ain't no Earl
can.
Sessions general.
The gentleman, I'm not going to call Earl sexual. It's
We
like,
green
some
bottom
of you.
fans, dog.
There's a lot of these YouTube channels that was definitely rooting for Earl for whatever reasons they have. It doesn't really matter at this point. But they came on and they have been very humble in their response. Shout out to 78 Sports, Black Fight Fan, the A&M True Media, Blue Blood, and I'm sure I'm missing some names in there. Whoever it was, I think T is one of them. Crush, I've seen a lot. That have been very,
The queens of the
just
ring, the
gracious,
queens of the
gracious.
ring, they came
Nah,
out.
they started making up excuses right after that.
No, no, not all of them. I'm not going to say that one. That's a
Real
start.
boxing
Yeah, you ain't
Errol
see their new
Spence
Like
video.
we're
in
not
the
saying
comment section.
we're not saying it's an absolute. All we can say is there are some channels that
That,
came out and took their licking, like grown women and grown men, like ATL and Birdman came in right away. We was looking for you, Big Fish.
that, that.
I'm
ATL
just,
did come
I'm
in
just
right
playing
away
with
though.
you. Big Fish. Big Fish,
Hey,
we was looking for
hey, General, when I came in, they were talking shit. Where ATL at? Click the goddamn link. I'm here, goddamn it.
we
Nope.
Yeah,
jumped we jumped on them.
I
I'm
ain't
hurt.
have a chance.
Goddamn. Get your
I
foot off
think
my
I,
neck. Goddamn.
I
Destiny,
Oh,
think
get
I
your foot
missed
off my neck. Miss T, get your foot off my ass. Get off me. Goddamn.
Yeah, I missed one of your shows, Miss T, earlier this week.
No, I went on her show right after the fight, nigga. So you know I got my feet stomped
Hey,
on.
General, let me tell you, I had
Somebody was
because
holding my
me and
arm,
Destiny,
General.
was talking, and she said you should do a live. I said, nah, I'm gonna wait till Monday. Man, after I said, nah, I can't wait. I can't wait. I got up, man. I don't even know what the fuck I said. I was saying it with my
Hey,
chest.
Miss T was turned.
Yeah,
I was like,
man.
right.
My
General, hey,
sister, she was
Miss T
ready
was
to go.
turned that night.
Her guns
I
was
said, oh,
blazing.
shit. Let me go and take my lick.
This T guns was blazing, and they were down. That shit was. She hit bullseye every time. She was blazing. But the thing, didn't I tell you I was like, man, I had to turn my head. I mean, I
Hey, General.
knew Bird was gonna be greater than Spence, but I still gave the benefit of the doubt. And honestly, it was probably because I was listening to so many, the strange humans
You too
that
close
was
to the
saying
camera.
that Spence was something that he was never. And when I first ever saw Spence, I never thought he was a special talent. I've always seen him as a subpar talent. And I
Hey,
felt
Destiny,
like,
what
go
you
ahead.
doing?
So
What you
this
doing?
General,
fight means nothing for Terrence Crawford.
What
Then
you doing,
No,
Ter-
Destiny?
honestly, it
General.
Terrence
doesn't.
Crawford still seeking a good opponent, Is
It
what you're
only
Yeah,
saying.
as soon as I jumped in the
it,
chat, but she was like,
Hold on.
ATL, I told your motherfucking ass. I
Hold
told
on.
your
Let her
motherfucking
finish. Hold on. Let her finish. What you saying? What you saying, Destiny?
it wasn't nothing special to be honest, because if you truly are a student or a watcher of boxing,
Mm-hmm.
y'all should have known stylistically
Mm-hmm.
that matchup was good and terrible for Spence. Spence
Oh
can
hell no.
only have true. Hold up. Spence
Mm-hmm.
can only have true success against
Black,
other pressure fighters or weaker counterpunchers.
black.
And Bud is neither one of those. Bud is a great. He could be very much a great pressure fighter, and he could be a great counterpart. I mean, counterpuncher. That's the beauty of Bud. He has so many different dimensions that we have never even seen because he hasn't even had to tap into them because everybody has been fish food. At this point, I told my mother this earlier, Miss T. I feel like, in my personal opinion, I don't care, and nobody has to agree with me. Only person I really feel like that could really challenge Bud at this level would be Mayweather. I truly do believe. I don't feel like there is nobody in the welterweight division
Not
or
Tommy
So
Hearns.
you
junior
saying
middleweight
a
Go ahead.
46
Go
division.
ahead.
year old
Go ahead.
Mayweather?
Y'all get in when you can.
You saying a 46-year-old Mayweather is the only person that could challenge
No,
Bud?
come on.
In his prime. I don't mean now. I don't mean now. But
Huh.
I'm saying, like, if there was if Mayweather, can go back, in time at this Crawford is really that special. I don't think y'all understand.
I do
No, we
understand
understand.
that.
No,
Hold on,
not
y'all.
you, Miss T. Not you, Miss T. I'm talking
Hold
about,
on.
to the people that really think Spence is something
I,
strange.
yeah, hold on.
I
We
have a
gon' we gon' we
question. You
gon'
think he can beat? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I'm gonna let you get your question off, Tay. But let me say hi to my bro Quentin Bradley. Welcome to the building. But we about to end the show, so
Okay.
I'm gonna let Tay ask his question, and then we all gonna do our closing. Tay and then Bold and I don't. This guy been quiet
Whatever.
like up here. Who is this? D-Ray, you still there?
Yeah.
Are you there? D-Ray, you got to get in where you can fit in. But go ahead, Tay.
I'll ask my question. So you think he can beat a cigarette artist in a Tommy Hearns? Like,
Yes.
go for
Absolutely.
Benitez, a sugar, you think okay.
Yes. Yes. Because I'm gonna tell you why I think that though.
We break that down another time. We got to close up. It's been
Okay.
3 hours,
Okay.
y'all.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right,
Yes.
Tay, give me your final closing
Final
words.
thoughts, man. I want to see this fight again because I want to see that nigga get knocked out the fucking
Okay.
ring. Man. I'm so sick and tired of these aerosexuals talking, man. I want to see that nigga fly out the fucking ring like Martin, man. That's what I want to see.
Damn.
I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of it, bro. I'm tired of it. I want to see the nigga lose worse now.
like a hater.
No, I didn't want to see him lose worse till that nigga Wilder came in. I want to see him lose that.
All right, D-Ray, closing thoughts.
Hey, great show. Thank you. And we're just going to continue this fish fry. Appreciate you.
Y'all let me know every day what y'all eating now. Because tomorrow is tuna day. Bo, what you got?
Hey, if you want avocado and green beans, let me
Miss
know.
T.
I got
Miss T.
you
Miss
got
T.
the
I'm not a lesbian, Miss T. I'm not gonna eat no damn tuna. I'm not a lesbian.
listen. I'm going with the tuna. Bo got the
Nah.
greens and the avocado.
Nah. I'm
Roger that.
gonna see
Anything
all
else? Hold on. Anything else? Bo, you next.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I'm with Tay. I want to see Errol Spence get beat the fuck up again. Then I want to see Keith Thurman get beat the fuck up. Then I want to see Jamel Charles get beat the fuck up. Because remember, all these years, they said Terrence Crawford ain't fought nobody, right? Now, when he fighting these guys, he making them look like nobodies and shit. But other than that, thanks for having me on, Miss T. Salute to everybody on the panel as well. And see y'all on the next one.
Love you. Good night.
All right, Destiny. Give me your closing thoughts.
I
see you.
Bud truly showed us that he is so multi-dimensional. He he can't. Sometimes I feel like he doesn't even, define logic with his game. The way he's able to, move around and his ability to adapt to anything. He made Spence really look like a fish out of water. That was man, that was brutal. That shit was brutal. Spence was truly a fish out of water, and Bud was truly the predator. That fish net could have went either. It could have. It's a double entendre. He caught that fish. He's also the predator that annihilated his prey. If y'all know the movie Predator, y'all know what I'm talking about because the predator wore the fish net thing too. Man, that Miss T, I, I just, I just hope Spence is okay. I don't think he's ever going to be okay. But go ahead. Good night, y'all.
All right.
All right, Destiny. Thanks for coming through, breaking down everything, Bo, all of y'all, and ATL. I saved you for last, even though you my own personal delusional Spence fan, sensitivity in effect. ATL.
Facts.
I want to see this fight again because goddamn, every man got his goddamn bad day. And I think it was just a fucked up day. And it is what it is. Hey, my respect to Terrence Crawford. He's motherfucking pound for pound #1 right now. And can't nobody knock that shit. But I want to see the run back. You know what I'm saying? And if Spence get his ass whooped again, hey, I'm still goddamn Spence fan over here. So, you know what I'm saying?
I feel you, but you do understand. I guess
I don't understand nothing.
Nah, let me say. You do understand that we're gonna roast y'all for 6 months. There's no statute of limitation. Hey, Bo, tell him, ain't Destiny, ain't no statute of limitation to us roasting y'all ass. We just sat through 5 years of this shit.
Yeah, on murder, there's no such thing as a statute of limitation on murder in America. So yeah, that statute of limitation thingy goes out the window unless Spence is able to truly come back in spectacular fashion and do the upset. I don't. Spence just does not have the tools to capitalize on any flaws Bud has, and whatever those flaws may be, he did not expel those in a fight against Spence. I mean, he truly did expose Spence. And he exposed Spence for being chinny. Y'all always say he was not chinny. Yes, he was. He's always been chinny. He almost got knocked out by an unnamed African. Kelly Brook hurt him. Sean Porter hurt him. Ugas, who has even less knockouts than all of them combined, hurt him. I don't understand. Butler waffled by Gamboa. Do you understand who the fuck Gamboa was? He was a top pound for pound fighter on the top 10 list. Gamboa was a boogeyman. Mikey Garcia was so afraid to fight this man. He said, "Oh, I can't make the weight no more," and went on up to 140. He skipped to 35 and moved up to 140. That shit was bananas. Complete bananas. Lomachenko, when they would, sit next together, he said, "No, I'm not #1. Bud is #1." And then once Bud moved up in weight, and he thought he was in the clear, Bud was like, "I can go back down to 130 and beat little buddy." And then Lomachenko came back again and said, "No, Bud is #1. I don't need to, he's #1." I mean, I don't. Bob Arum protected a small ass 135 pounder, Terrence Crawford against the pack, the cat man from the Philippines. I don't understand what y'all missed, but it's okay.
Well, that was that. I mean, wow, 4 hours. I didn't think I would be here this long, 4 hours, but that's a lot to talk about. And I'm gonna play my intro. I just love it. You know how you play with shit right when you first get it, your big toy. Hold on. Monarchy said them legs always had buckling signs. And then he said they gonna run the brain damage and try to save Spence, but it's gonna hurt them in the long run. I'm telling y'all, we trying to tell you.
They said he was
run that shit
too.
back.
Watch out for that.
Salute, Miss T. Big Demon was popping. We about the end of the show, Big Demon, but thanks for popping through. Now here's, oh Lord, my lovely intro. And after that, I'm gone. How Bernie said, I said I'm gone.
Good night, y'all.
Good night, y'all.